Hey! What's up, you guys? It's Ash, and I'm back with another video. Today, I'm super duper excited because I'm going to be playing through my very first visual novel. Yay! So, strap in. Let's get ready to go. I'm really excited. Like, the character is just he's tea. It's basically supposed to be like a yandere type of situation with like a forest creature. So I'm really excited because I already really like the character. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. What's my name? Ash. Press enter. What's my cat's name? Sebastian. That's actually my old cat's name. And your cat is Sebastian's been missing for a while now. Wait, I shouldn't have named it that. I'm actually getting sad. He was an indoor cat, but had the tenacity of a wild cat on a mission trying to leave whenever the door was open. Patios and playtime just wasn't enough for this little mister. I figured he'd come running if I left out some food on my porch. 3 days later, still no cat. Oh my God. I've tried everything I could think of, asking around the neighborhood, putting up missing cat posters. Sadly, nothing came from my efforts. I couldn't search for him during the day since I had work keeping me occupied. And there's only so many hours in an evening I could yell around the streets looking for him. Oh my God, this is actually so sad. She's working so hard. There was only one place left I could think of that he might have ran off to: the woods by my house, right across the street. I've definitely caught him eyeing the birds and squirrels that ran alongside the perimeters from the front window, his teeth clicking in excitement. I was no outdoorsy person by any means. In fact, the thought of going in there scares me. Yeah, girl, that's pretty scary. But I had to find him, or at least try. The first weekend that came around, I packed up some water, Sebastian's favorite treats, and a compass to be safe. A compass? Your phone? Flashlight? Girl, some pepper spray. I mean, you don't need more than that. Some trail mix. Hello? Um, I wasn't sure where to even begin looking for him, so I started walking in a straight line, calling out his name every few steps. It certainly didn't take long for me to realize I was in way over my head. Why did I think this was a good idea? Oh Lord, she been walking. It was hard to find my bearings within the surrounding trees. I didn't want to admit I was lost. At least not yet. Girl, that happened so fast. Sorry. Okay. Um, I could only squint down at my compass as the needle spun slowly. Pretty sure they weren't meant to do that, so she got a broken compass. Did I really did I really bring a busted compass on my first venture out in these woods? Figured that would just be my luck. The only thing risking my own safety was my own incompetence. Shook my head hastily. No, 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 no time for negativity. Girl, embrace negativity. Turn back around. Sebastian was out there somewhere, cold and lost and hungry. I had to keep going. Okay, that is true. That is true. Dang, cat lovers are really like that, though. That's true. Oh God, it's been hours. I'm so lost, girl. I don't even know why I kept searching even after the moment I'd realized that. Why? Why did I think this was a good idea? Hunger had been ugh, no trail mix. No trail mix, no snacks like a sandwich. Ugh. Hunger had been gnawing at my stomach for a while now, having missed breakfast and lunch altogether. This girl is stressing me out already. The heat and humidity from the afternoon sun was unbearable, but the cooling air did nothing to soothe me. Even if I were to head home, I couldn't even pinpoint where I was. What do people even do in this situation? Um, okay, I guess for the sake of the story, she can't check her phone. I feel like Google Maps might do you good. Put the satellite mode on. Anyway, I knew it was baseless optimism, but walking onwards was really the only thing I could think of to do. Surely I'll come across something familiar. I trudged on, my shoes carefully avoiding the tree roots intertwined across the forest floor. But in my weakened state, plus the approaching darkness, I found myself stumbling through the rough terrain. My feet hit something soft jutting out of the ground. Ack. My hands shot out as I lost my balance. My feet clumsily tried to find purchase as I wobbled backwards, arms flapping. Oh, good God. We got a freaking Goofy movie going on in the fucking forest. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Ooh. Cough, cough. What? What? My shoe. Oh, my shoe had landed smack dab in a circle of mushrooms, the brunt of it causing a wispy cloud to erupt from the cluster. I stuck my nose in my elbow to avoid breathing it in. Oh my God. Venomous, what? Inhalant mushrooms? Like, what the hell? Excuse me. I couldn't differentiate one tree leaf from another for the life of me, but I'm pretty sure humans aren't supposed to inhale whatever the hell this was. It smelled strongly of rotten wood and wet dirt, even as it cleared. And gosh, a freaking mushroom bomb. Something shiny quickly caught my attention. I stooped down to pick it up, gasping under my breath. Sebastian's collar. And poor thing probably inhaled that mushroom and couldn't take it. Covered in whatever the hell those mushrooms released, I looked around desperately for any signs of him. Sebastian! Sebastian! I coughed from inhaling some of the remaining dust floating in the air. I should really steer clear from this. Pocketing Sebastian's collar, I retreated carefully until I could breathe again. Stepping back, I could still smell it. It must have stuck to my hair and clothes. Oh my God. Dirt smell? Dirt smell? Dirt? What'd she say? Dirt and wet wood? A quick once over confirmed my suspicions with a slight cringe. A thin yet generous coating of it covered my sleeves and jeans. It really was like a mushroom bomb. I leaned against a tree, dusting off my clothes in a naive attempt to get the dust and smell out, to no avail. If anything, it felt like I'm breathing more of it in. What used to be musty now turned sweet. I was getting intoxicated. And I found myself inhaling even deeper, trying to pinpoint the smell. Girl, you're poisoning yourself. Cucumbers? It smelled like fresh cucumbers. A tingly feeling crept up my hands and neck, pinpricks spreading across my limbs as a strange heat reached my face. I started to feel drunk and woozy. My senses were numb. Lord, she high as a kite. She's high as a kite. It's over with. And I just peeped like we're still just in the woods alone. Lord help. It should freak me out. And yet a strange comfort washed over me. Yeah, because you about to go to sleep. It's about to be night night. I should lie down. Right now, in fact. My legs gave out from underneath me. My body toppling over at an awkward angle. I laid there. Oh my God. And stared and stared and stared. It was nice here. A peaceful calm. The perfect place for a nap, even. My eyes grew heavy as I swam in and out of consciousness. Yeah, nap sounds really good right about now. Dang. Oh my God. This is terrifying. This is a horror story. Passed out in the middle of the woods. Oh, lots of critters passing through lately. Oh, wait. It has question marks. It's a different person. Sorry this happened to you, little one. It could have been anyone, but it had to be you. Wait, a human? How'd you end up all the way out here? Still breathing, too. Aw, geez, I can't leave you here. Aw, geez. What should I do? I woke with a jolt. It was warm, but comfortably so. Oh, we in the house. We in the house. Some sweet soul had mercy on us. I could feel the weight of a blanket on me as I tried to sit up. I couldn't. I couldn't move my body. My fingers twitched uselessly at my sides as my eyes darted around in panic. Yeah. Glancing about, I could see the interior of a cabin, or at least the ceiling of one. I couldn't see much past the corner of my eyes. Where was I? How did I get here? Bruh. Okay. I spoke too soon. Yes, I would definitely be freaking out. This is insane. A desperate feeling rose in my chest. I had to leave right now. This was wrong, wrong, wrong. I wasn't meant to be here. I could hear the crackling of a fire nearby, likely the source of warmth I had felt on waking up. I could also hear footsteps approaching. Okay, what would I do? I honestly, I probably would pretend to be asleep, and I'd be like, and like try to peek like that. I shut my eyes quickly, hoping they hadn't noticed. I slowed down my breathing, willing my face muscles to stay still. From beside me, someone chuckled softly. I already know you're awake, Firefly. Okay, I'm kind of cheating because, like, okay. Come on now. I'm not gonna hurt you. That's something somebody who's likely going to hurt me would say. Oh. Oh. Hello. I fluttered my eyelids, straining to look at the person approaching. Oh, sweet little hobbit. My eyes widened as I took in their appearance, the protrusions from their forehead catching my attention, not to mention the green skin. Yeah. I mean, ooh, that's scary. The stranger didn't sense my unease as they heaved a sigh of relief. You're awake. That's good. Very good. Oh, I guess it's a guy, so I should give a guy voice. You're a guy voice. You're awake. That's good. Wait, is that a good guy voice? I don't know. You're awake. That's good. Very, very good. Okay, wait. Okay, that's like too suave. Okay, well, that's all I got. That's the only male voice I can do. So very, very good. How are you feeling? Okay, I'm working on it. I blinked. Oh, sorry. I forgot about that. Here. The person held a cup to my lips, a strong, sweet smell coming from the rim. More poison. A gentle hand grabbed my chin to open my mouth. I couldn't even move to resist. Don't worry, it'll help you feel better. I promise. More mushroom poisoning. Drink up. As the liquid hit my tongue, all I could feel was a vague sense of heat. The poison be burning. As I kept drinking, taste and texture returned, the sweetness of berries and chamomile coating my taste buds. I could even detect a hint of mint. Oh, okay. Nice little herbal remedy. Okay, thank you, Green Man. I lifted my head finally, hands fisting at my sides as I propped myself onto my elbows. The person kept a steady hand on my chin, careful not to pour in too much in case I choked. I finished every last drop. Dang, yeah, I mean, she was thirsty. Who knows how long she was out? Wiping my mouth with the back of my hand, I stared at my fingers, realizing I had full autonomy over my body again. Good as new. Now how are you feeling? Okay, wait. Hey, so, like, nice cabin you got here. Okay, wait, let's get into the background. Some yarn stuff, little kitchen, sweet little cardigan. What's that, a mock neck turtleneck? He got on an Aunt Jemima bandana. Like, I'm into this, period. Get over here. Okay. Look better. Thank you. The stranger laughed. Oh, Oh, I like the way you sound. Been ages since I've talked to anyone, much less with a voice as nice as yours. Okay, sorry, this voice. I brushed off their strange compliment, finally looking around the cabin properly. It was a simple room filled with sparse but decorated wooden furniture, fit for someone living alone. Bachelor pad, hey! He got his own He got his own crib. An open archway to the right led to what I assumed was the kitchen. Next to it, a door was closed shut, possibly the bathroom. Digging it in, there was a common theme of knitted decorations strewn about. Any available surface had patterned knitted tablecloths covering it. An unfinished project laid beside the bedside table where I sat, a pair of knitting needles jutting out of a pile of yarn from a small basket. That's actually so wholesome. As far as I could tell, it looked like the beginnings of a green scarf. The stranger was comfortable in staying silent, observing me as I glanced around. They tossed their hat onto the bed, scruffing their hair and making it even messier. He said, welcome home, forest girl. With their hat off, their unique features were impossible to ignore. Sorry, but what are you? Oh, I didn't introduce myself, did I? Hiya, I'm Michael, with a Y. I shook my head. He made sure to add that Y on there, yeah. Relevant. No, I meant that, Michael stared at me, their left ear twitching. You look very... He snorted. Ugly? Off-putting? Oh, no! Just different. Now he stuck his tongue out, he said ugly. He said ugly where I'm off-putting. Okay, I'm really silly. Different, huh? You're just being nice. Well, then explain yourself. I mean, that's kind of rude, isn't it? I paused for a moment before pinching my nose bridge, exhaling slowly. I'm just... sorry. It's been a long day is all. I should be thanking you. True. If it helps, it's a skin condition. Is that what you humans call them? The way they said it didn't sound confident. And the ears? Genetics? Right. And I assumed I waved vaguely at their horns. Antenna? Those things are just cosplay to complete the look? Would that make a convincing argument? I squinted. Maybe. Then yeah, it's cosplay. You don't know what that is. Still doesn't explain everything. Michael huffed a nervous laugh. Listen, I'm just a guy living by himself in the woods. Wait, what's going on? What is that? Like static. You guys hear that? It's like static. You don't need to worry yourself further than that, okay? Something in his tone compelled you not to question his existence anymore. He's just some guy living in the woods. Oh my god. He has alien woodland warlock gaslighting powers. Oh my god. What? He's controlling my mind. Completely normal. Right. Completely normal. Completely normal. Completely normal. I'm Ash. Michael beamed. Nice to meet you, Ash. Dang, so we just skipped over that whole thing. Wow, that's tough. Dang. I wish I had that power. Shoot. Okay. I fiddled with the blankets as Michael scooted closer from the edge of the bed. I know I already asked, but how are you feeling? Any aches, sores, nausea, intrusive thoughts, weird impulses, fever maybe? I don't think... He placed his hand on my forehead before I could react. His hands were calloused, quickly retracting as he gave a thoughtful hum. You seem to be lucid. That's a good sign. Okay, he knows lucid, but not the word genetics. Alright. Great. He hummed absently, his twitching ear reminding me of a perturbed cat. Cat. My cat! Oh shoot! Sorry if this is out of nowhere, but have you seen a cat around these parts? His name's Sebastian. He's a sweet little thing, about this big. How big are cats? Skittish, but he can approach strangers if he needs to. I pulled out my phone to show pictures of him, only to find it missing from my back pocket. Wait, where's... I haven't. Huh? Your cat. I haven't seen it. Oh, I see. I slumped against the pillows, rubbing at my temples. He lost his collar, too. Even if anyone finds him, they wouldn't be able to tell where he's from. Damn it. Michael stayed quiet, watching me from his side of the bed. Came all this way out here for a cat? Huh? Of course. To the point where you're willing to run yourself ragged this deep in the forest? For a cat? Damn, he's like, couldn't be me though. Do you realize how far you've wandered away from the nearest town? I found you near unconscious, in an area nobody set foot in for years. For a cat. Damn, not he lecturing me. Okay. Sorry, I care about my cat. Like, dang. He sounded like he was holding himself back from giving me a stern lecture. Holding himself back? As if in disbelief, I had such little regard to my own survival. My cheeks grew heated at how stupid reckless that sounds. Stupid reckless. I mean, he's not just a cat. He's my family. I know it was stupid for even trying, but I had to. Michael eased up, shoulders tense as he looked me over from underneath his unruly bangs. Family, huh? He finally tipped his head at me with a smile. You're willing to wander this far for such a small critter? I've met my fair share of lost campers, hunters, and a few runaway teens or two. But someone looking for their pet? You're kind of weird, aren't you? The green guy is calling me weird, dang. I sputtered, much to his amusement. Speak for yourself, period. Who cosplays in the middle of the woods? Michael laughed, a deep, hearty one, resonating from his chest. Fair. I think I'm starting to like you, Ash. Likewise? His smile widened, but something about it was off. He was showing too much teeth. It felt like he hadn't talked to someone in a real long time and forget how to smile the right amount. I rubbed my neck, trying to think of something else to say. Can I ask, how did I get here? Oh, like I said, I found you in the woods not far from here. Oh, geez, really? I knew I was tired, but I couldn't have possibly... I did step in something important. Familiar pinpricks crept up my skin. Home. I need to go home. Michael stiffened as he grabbed my shoulder. Never mind that. Ooh. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. You'd fallen unconscious from a heat stroke. Heat stroke? No. That wasn't what happened. I was fine up until... Michael shook his head insistently, leaning close. Oh my gosh, he's taking over again. No, Firefly. You weren't fine at all. If I hadn't found you when I did, well, who knows what could have happened. Could have gotten injured or attacked by a wild animal. There's danger in these woods, you know. No, he was right. You had been so foolish. Oh, you. How did you think you could do this on your own? Searching for your cat in the middle of the woods. And to go in without bringing any water? I definitely did bring water. Passing out from heat stroke of all things? How could you have been so stupid? I shook my head, brain too foggy to pick apart my thoughts. He sounded confident, so why should you doubt him? Wow, I'm really being gaslit by an elven warlock. That's insane. And he's doing a really good job too. Like, he really just like sprinkled on the I'm stupid. That's a shame. He seems so sweet. Well, if it means anything, I'm glad you were there. Oh, of course, he's the hero. Michael relaxed, hands on his lap once more. He grinned at me. So am I, Ash. I'm definitely glad I found you. Ooh, blue blush. Okay, no. The gaslighting manipulator. It's a monster. I'm ignoring that cute little blush and those sweet little ears flapping up and down. His eyes were hidden fully behind his unruly hair, but I couldn't help feeling how intensely they were fixated onto me as he said that. The hairs on the back of my neck stood. Sure. Without a distraction, I've only just realized how uncomfortable I was sitting still. Oh, wait. Yeah. The blanket on me was starting to itch, just as the desperate need to get home began to rise in me again. Ah, the brainwashing is wearing off. Okay, so it doesn't even last that long. Gaslighting's not even that powerful. Okay. This was interesting, but I should really get going now. Girl, do you see how dark it is out that window? Like, wait. My host jumped up from the bed. Oh, wait. My host jumped up from the bed before I could. I mean, you can't. I can't just let you wander around in the woods this late. Please, stay a bit longer. But Michael, come. He grabbed my hand and led me across the room. We stepped into the kitchen, a fragrant smell of cooked potatoes and meat hanging in the air. Oh, look at his little kitchen. Food. 2 plates had been set out on a small circular table, complete with utensils and mugs of tea. Oh, he's having a dinner guest. I wasn't expecting guests today, so the food is nothing fancy, but join me for dinner? Oh. He looked so hopeful, ears dropping. Dang, he won't even let me say yes. He won't even let me say yes on my own. This guy's going nuts with the mind control. Like, I would have said yes. You ain't gonna control me. You'd feel so, oh my God. You'd feel so bad if you had to say no. Okay, now that he's manipulating me, I'm gonna say no, like, just to see. I ignored the pleading voice in the back of my head, stealing my resolve. Strangely enough, the second I made up my mind, the faint static that fogged my thoughts cleared instantly, only replaced with the urgent need to go back home. Hey, I'm fighting off the mind control. Michael goes quiet, his grip on my hand tightening, before he loosens his hold. I see. If that's what you want, but are you really sure? Yes, it's what I'm meant to do. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to stay. Okay, well, since he let go of my hand, he didn't say, no, you're staying. Like, that's what a real yandere would do. And that's what I would do. I mean, not me, but like, a real, like, yearner would be like, ain't no way you're leaving. They definitely wouldn't just, like, be like, oh, are you sure? Like, they'd freak out. So, he's clearly, like, a good enough... I would say, I'm tempted to say he's a good guy, but it's like, no, he's not. He's literally manipulating my mind and brainwashing me, using his elven, alien green skin powers. Okay, I'm gonna say no one more time. His ears flattened at my words. Oh, Lord. He laughs an empty laugh, mouth twisting into a crooked grimace. Surely you wouldn't mind sitting down for a quick meal. Oh. Oh, God, here it comes. Let me save. Wait, okay, how do I go back to the game? Oh, return. Just a bite, even? Yes. Oh, he's starting that shit again. Bruh. His hands fisted at his sides. Oh, no. Oh, see, I wasn't going to leave, but now that you're getting annoyed, now I'm leaving. See how that works? Do you really have to go? Yes, yes, yes. Actually, dinner sounds really, really good right now. Yes. Michael stared at me as if looking for something. Finally, he sighed in defeat. Right. I guess I can't keep you here. Not anymore. Let me lead you outside. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot it was nighttime. Actually, I don't want to leave. I'm scared. I want to have dinner. I'm hungry. Michael ushered me toward the back door, swinging it open as he sidestepped to let me out. The chill breeze crept along my arms. I turned toward him one last time. Thanks again for everything. He was silent for a moment. Ooh, don't make that face. Staring past me into the trees. You're welcome. Be careful on your way back. I'm sorry there's not much more I could do for you. He's been nothing but gracious. It's strange for a farewell, but I was too occupied with thoughts of returning home to care. Wait, okay, actually now I'm scared. Okay, I was scared of the woods in the daytime. So in the dead of night, maybe I should just stay for that dinner. I looked over to the woods, the shadows cast from the moonlight causing some hesitation in me. Do you mind giving me some directions as a head start? Michael looked at me finally, then to the horizon with a tilt of his chin. Keep heading in that direction. Ooh! You'll come across a trail that'll lead you straight home. I waved at him as he shut the door, the mechanism locking shut with a click. I stood there for a moment, questioning if I had made the right decision or not. Dang, can it give me an option to knock back on the door? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Another urgent thought compelled me to leave. There's no place for me. I have to go. It was already too late to go back, so I gathered my resolve and walked away. I walked, oh gosh. I walked, trees blended into one another after a while. I should have been afraid or concerned, but it felt right. The darkness that surrounded me was too comforting for me to feel in danger. That don't make no sense. I steered away from the direction Michael showed me ages ago, my feet willingly carrying my body to someplace specific. Someplace special? Final destination? Here. Patch of mushrooms I had stepped in earlier. I was meant to be here? Oh my God, girl. The mushrooms went up into my nose, into my brain, and called me home. Like, am I going to turn into a mushroom? Okay. I've always meant to be here. I lay down in the cold, wet dirt and closed my eyes. Oh gosh. Okay, Michael's gonna come and save me. Save me! Michael, if you can hear me. Ah, there he is. Not much I could do if the forest had staked its claim on you, Firefly. Wish I'd found you sooner. Well, oh! Y'all, I just died. Dang, I died and he found my dead body. What the heck? Yo, I really died. Wow, I really died. Okay. Well, I did save, so I guess... Dang, so let's just stay then. Okay, just a bite even. Please. His hands fisted at his sides. Okay, do I really have to go? Like, literally, I'm like, no, I want to go home. I want to go home. Actually, dinner sounds really, really good right now. Michael's jaw dropped for a second before he quickly recovered. Now, this is interesting. Why is his jaw dropping when he's mind control? Well, okay, I guess his mind control isn't that strong because I still was able to leave. So, learning. Yes, of course. Here, come sit. I'll serve up the cottage pie in a minute. Ooh, love that energy. Serve me. Serve me, Michael, with a Y. I sat as instructed, my stomach rumbling something fierce, as the smell was the only thing I could focus on. Yes, this was definitely the right choice. What was so important that you had to leave so soon? Ah, there's that pink again. Is that my own thought? The outside world can wait. You could stay here and enjoy my company. My company. Oh, actually, I should ask, are you okay with meat for dinner? I could make something else for you if that's not your preference. I'm okay with meat. I like meat. Green meat. Okay. You'll be having the same dinner as me then. Michael pattered around the kitchen with an almost giddy excitement. Aw, he has a guest. He put on a pair of knitted oven mitts, humming as he stooped down and pulled out a steaming tray of pie from the wood stove. The smell! It filled out the kitchen in an instant as he brought it to the table, my stomach rumbling louder in response. I'm pretty sure Michael could hear it, but he just smiled as he served up our portions. Aww. He's a provider. He's a good man, Savannah. He discreetly cut me a bigger piece, which I was grateful for. It looked so good. Oh, it's like shepherd's pie. Where'd he get the gravy and everything? They got potatoes in the woods? Like, where'd he get the meat? Y'all, what if this is cat pie? Yo, what if this is Sebastian pie, bruh? Oh, where'd he get the meat from? Where'd he get that ground beef? I'm asking too many questions. I'm inquisitive like that. The crust was a nice golden color, streaked with crisp lines and garnish. The meat and veggie filling looked absolutely delectable, the savory sauce leaking onto the plate. My mouth was watering, unsurprising considering the fact I hadn't eaten all day. Careful now, it's still hot. It was fair advice, but I didn't wait more than 2 blows before biting into my first forkful. It was definitely way too hot to eat straight from the oven. Michael kept a polite expression, the corner of his mouth lifting as I panted with the piece still in my mouth. Wait, that's real. He gave me a few seconds to recover, elbow planted on the table. Is it good? I nodded vigorously, even though my buds were burning. I couldn't taste anything. He laughed. It's usually better on the second bite. I slowed down. Is he flirting with me? Like, excuse me? Like, don't look at me like that. Oh my god, I feel like I'm on a date. I slowed down, hand on my mouth, as Michael poked his fork into his own slice. I tentatively blew on the pie to make sure it was cool before taking another bite. He was right. The second bite was a lot better. The seasoned potato crust was nice and... Okay, who wrote this? Whoever wrote this was hungry as shit. The seasoned potato crust was nice and crisp on top, cheesy and creamy in the middle. Where'd he get cheese? The savory meat filling was well cooked and bursting with flavor. Every bite felt like home. My host watched me enjoy the meal from across the table. You like it? Yeah, this tastes amazing, Michael. He flushed from the compliment, rubbing the back of his neck. I'm glad. I like to think of myself as a decent cook, but I've never been able to get anyone else's opinion on that. Do you like baking in particular? Not always. I usually go for simple dishes with any ingredients available. I nodded amicably, though didn't say much else. I was more focused on scarfing down dinner, which thankfully Michael didn't seem to mind. The overall atmosphere was nice and homely, and I could hear Michael tapping his feet from underneath the table. I guess he was that happy to have someone stay for dinner. Aww. It did seem like he lived alone, judging from the surroundings in his cabin. So I'm kind of curious. He perked up instantly, his focus solely on me. What made you want to live all the way out here? Oh, well, when you look like me, it's kind of easier to just live out of sight from everyone else. A pang of guilt shot through my chest. I was giving him a hard time about how he looked, too. Must have sensed it clear as day on my face. Not that you're one of them. You've actually been nicer than most. Though, I wonder if... Smile turned strained. Never mind. My point is, it's better here than anywhere else. Why don't you try the tea, Firefly? Damn, he keeps some drank on him. I wonder if this will be more like medicinal stuff. Maybe I'll start levitating. He seemed uncomfortable now, easing into a different topic. It's probably best to follow along. Oh, sure. I reached out toward my mug. I bent over the side to grab it, fully expecting it to just fall out of reach and land on the floor into broken pieces. It never did. Tail. Oh. A tail with quick response time. Wow. That's so useful. Oh my gosh. Instead, a long green appendage was twisted around the ceramic mug, securely keeping it in place. Not even a drop had fallen out. Period. Yes. Wait. I love my gaslighting, Michael. Oh my God. Like a little bit of gaslighting, like I understand you live alone, like, okay. But like, let me make my own decision. Like, me personally, I would stay. Like, you don't have to gaslight me, boo. Not with that tail. Let's see what that tail is about. My eyes trailed along the length of it until I pinpointed that it came from behind Michael, the rest of it partially hidden beneath his cardigan. Boy, don't hide that. Like, let me see. Michael? Is that yours? I Michael buried his face in his hands, the strange appendage from before lowering to his side, mug in tow. Aw, don't be ashamed. I'm sorry, Ash. I think it's time I was honest. He lifted his head, fingers carding his hair back to reveal his eyes. Heavy on eyes, plural. I froze as no, multiple pairs of irises stared right into mine before darting to the side and avoiding my gaze. I know it's a lot to take in, but oh, he looks so pathetic and sweet with his four eyes. This is who I really am. Please, please don't be scared. I love a beggar. Freak out or remain calm. Me? Please. I'm remaining calm, boo. We locked in. I'm in your cabin. I'm a freak out. Imagine a person just a being, I guess, just slaved over a hot stove, cooking you dinner, brewing you a medicinal tea, nursing you back to health, gaslighting you a little bit, yes. But then they show you an extra pair of eyes and you freak out, like, and a tail. Like, don't nobody care about that. Get over here. Remain calm. I swallowed audibly, willing myself to not look away. He seemed to be holding his breath as I gripped the edge of the table. Okay. I guess in reality this would be pretty scary. You've gained consciousness in a cabin with a green-skinned, tailed, four-eyed, horned monster. So okay, yeah, you would be a bit nervous. That's true. That's real. It felt unsettling every time he blinked those eyes in succession, even when he wasn't looking at me. Was it real? It had to be. Everything about him suddenly made so much more sense. The isolation, the avoidant behavior. He looked freaky, yes, but he also looked sad. I I swallowed thickly. Stop doing that. I'm not scared. Oh, okay, that was kind of scary, bruh. Michael's mini pupils blew wide, dilating like an excited wildcat. It sent a shiver up my spine. Oh, okay, maybe just a little bit scared. Sorry. He hastily, oh, he hastily grabbed an empty plate and hid behind it, shoulders scrunched up despite his stature. Oh, he's just a sweetie. He's just a baby. Would it help if I just hide it? I could fix my hair like before if that's what you prefer. His voice was muffled behind the ceramic barrier between us. It was kind of endearing. I slowly reached out to touch his hand, the slight brush of my fingertips making him jump in place. Oh, can you put that down? Oh, so cute. And I just peeped the little braid. Oh, gosh. He's so cute. He slowly lowered the plate. His eyes were still darted to the side, avoiding me. Can you look at me? Oh my god. Look at me like that. Look at you like what? Oh my god. The way I'd literally be like, "You're gonna keep playing eye tag or you gonna holler at your boy?" Okay. Sorry, I just can't stop looking. This was so awkward. His hands were shaking. I looked down at the mug still floating next to him, hanging on for dear life. He is not letting that mug go, girl. Okay, we love a multitasker. Like, okay. I reached over and plucked it straight out of his grasp. I tentatively took a sip, noticing how Michael was watching me over the rim of the mug. The taste was mildly spicy, with an almost earthy bite to it. I recognized instantly as ginger tea. Oh, I love ginger tea. It's almost room temperature, but it's still pretty good. Huh? You wanted me to try the tea, right? I like it, so thank you. Oh, I'm glad. Michael relaxed back into his seat, following my lead as I picked up the fork once more. The silence didn't last long as Michael fidgeted. You really okay with this? With me? Okay, what kind of question is that? What am I supposed to say? No? Can you leave? Like what? No, I hate your face. Please get out. Like, I gave him a once-over, really taking in his features. It's very different than what I'm used to, but I think I can learn to like it. Is that weird to say? I mean, you're not bad to look at. It's actually kind of, damn it, what do I say? Be honest. Okay, am I honest or do I play it nonchalant? I mean, you cool or whatever. Like, I ain't even tripping for real. Or, okay, pretty or hot. Pretty or hot. I do think it's pretty. I like the blue blush. Like, that's very cute. I wish they added a fourth option of demure, because that's what it is. Like, it's very demure. Hot or pretty? Hot or pretty? I'm gonna say pretty. He's so pretty when he. You think I'm pretty? Yeah. Oh. My point is, your appearance shouldn't matter. You've been nothing but kind to me so far. I'd be the worst kind of person to judge someone based on how they look. I haven't known you that long, but you seem like a good person. Minus the gaslighting and manipulating. You're fine, Michael. I smiled at him. You're fine. I see. He fidgeted some more before nodding, smiling a bit. She called me fine shit. Thanks, Ash. I'll cherish this moment forever. Oh, okay. The bottom ones, like, have multiple eyes. Like, so does he have 6 eyes? Like, he beamed at me as he enthusiastically went back to eating his food. That was something. We continued with a bit of small talk, mostly stories about Sebastian or snippets from my personal life. Michael hung on to every word I said, not bothering to elaborate much about himself despite my burning curiosity. I could tell he was extremely insecure about his appearance, so it's probably best I keep my questions to myself tonight. We cleared up the kitchen in relative silence, Michael storing away the rest of the pile as I washed the dishes by the sink. Being out here in this remote cabin, I wondered how he had running water. Maybe I'll ask him later. That's what you're worried about? I'm worried about that second pair of eyes. And, when he landed on Earth, because he's clearly an alien. So, thanks for dinner. Thanks for the company. Oh, and please, take the bed tonight. You're my guest, and I'm the host. Take the bed, okay? All right. I'll be out of your hair first thing in the morning. Michael got quiet, staring at the floorboards. With his hair out of the way, I could finally read his expressions. He did seem upset. Is that okay? I do need your help, though. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna get lost on my own. His tail flicked behind him. Yeah, I'll bring you home tomorrow morning. Dang, don't sound too happy. Like, he forgot he's not mind controlling me right now, and I can actually see him. Like, what? I heaved a sigh of relief. Thanks, Michael. I'll see you in the morning. Yeah. Good night, Ash. Night, Michael. Seemed really happy being able to say that. I plopped myself down onto Michael's bed, getting comfy beneath the blanket. Where he's gonna sleep? He has a couch? Oh, I guess he does have a chair. He's gonna sleep in the chair? Why don't you... Okay, no. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't share a bed with a grain monster. Not on the first night. Well, we did kind of have a date low-key, though. Like, if you really think about it. Okay, okay, I'm tripping. Like technically we did have a date, so it's not like... No, okay, it is the first night. Okay. Moving on. Michael was gathering some blankets on his own to make a makeshift bed on the floor. He making a pallet in front of the fire. He had an impressive collection of knitted items, a comfortable nest forming in the center of the room. My eyes trailed after his tail, now out in the open as it flicked and swayed. Kind of like a cat. Okay, so yeah, he could be your new cat. Period. Lose one cat, get a woodland alien. Perfect. I miss Sebastian. Now with a full stomach, dozing off came easy. I didn't even realize how tired I was. I listened to the gentle crackling of the fire, my vision darkening. Nodding off. Night, Ash. Oh. Okay, that's pretty fucking creepy, bro. At least wait until I'm asleep. I can still see you. A soft humming invaded my dreams, stirring me awake. Okay, so next day. I blinked my eyes open to unfamiliar surroundings, swaddled in a blanket that clearly wasn't mine. Where? Oh, right. You're still in the woods. Right, you're still in the woods. That happened. Aw, so cute. I spotted the familiar figure of my host seated on a stool in front of the fire, hands deftly working on the green scarf bundled in his lap. Knitting guy, how cute. Yeah, I guess you don't have TV, no Netflix. We are not Netflixing and chilling. His back was towards me, but I caught glimpses of his fingers as the needles softly clicked between the yarn. He looked incredibly adept at using them. Ooh, adept at using his fingers? What at me? The rhythmic movements almost hypnotic as the fibers wound together into an intricate pattern. I slowly stirred into a sitting position, rubbing at my eyes. The movement quickly caught his attention, ear flicking in my direction before his eyes trained onto me. Just like last night, his pupils blew up as we made eye contact. His expression lit up the instant he saw me. Ash, hey, I'm glad you're finally awake. You look so tired. I didn't want to disturb you until you've gotten enough rest. Consider it king. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Ash. Oh, yo, he loves that. He freaking loves that. Turns into coffee in the morning. Did you sleep well? What? I was still too groggy to answer his question, a yawn slipping out as I stretched. He smiled kindly, a soft chuckle under his breath. Like a baby then. He pointed over his shoulder to the door beside the fireplace, tilting his head toward it. You can freshen up in the bathroom if you'd like, while I start on making us some food. Hey, breakfast in bed. Let's go. Like, forget Tiffany's. I'm having breakfast at Michael's. Period. Yes. Dinner, breakfast, lunch, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Let's go. I'd have eaten breakfast by now, but I'd want you to join me while the food was still hot. Considerate. How did eggs and toast sound? You have something else? Oh, yo, imagine. Wait, maybe he has something else. Let's see. Oh, I could make some fresh salad if that's what you'd prefer. Oh my God, he got options. Like, he's breaking out the menu. I can't. I'd love that. Thank you. Of course. Fresh salad. He tucked away his knitting materials and set it aside. Oh, I also have a surprise for you after breakfast. Okay, wait, I gotta get the voice down. It's not the most exciting surprise, but, um, just join me when you're ready. He ducked into the kitchen without another glance. I could hear his boots thud about the floorboards, cabinets opening and closing in succession in the kitchen. I suppose that's my cue. I rolled out of bed, leaving the warmth of Michael's blankets and trotting over to the door Michael pointed out. Stepping inside, I didn't know what I was expecting when he said he had a bathroom, but it was surprisingly spacious. Wow, he got a tub? He got a toilet? Okay, period. Like, dang, this tiny house is bussin'. Trick my cabin. He got his cabin pimped out. Like, that's pretty lit. Everything looked like it was carved and polished out of wood. He seemed to have everything you'd find in a modern bathroom: a sink with a cabinet, a shower and a tub, and even a toilet. Curious, I crept over to the toilet in particular, inspecting it. There wasn't a tank like you'd expect. Oh, composting toilet! Sustainable king. We love that. There wasn't a tank like you'd expect where the water would be stored. Instead, there was a compartment to the side full of sawdust and a scoop. I expected it to have at least a bit of smell, but it was surprisingly odorless. There was even a roll of toilet paper on the side. It was no flushing system, but it was hygienic. Michael must have done his research. Walking over to the sink, I stared at the faucet before hesitantly twisting it. I jumped when I heard the rush of water pouring in, swirling in the basin before disappearing to who knows where. Wow. Why am I impressed by a damn functioning bathroom sink? I helped with the dishes last night. I already knew Michael had plumbing. Shaking my head, I finished freshening up and headed to the kitchen. Oh, there he is. My sweetie. Michael looked up as my kidnapper, holding me hostage and brainwashing me. Right. I gotta keep that in mind. Michael looked up as I entered, a steaming kettle in his hand with two empty mugs on the counter. It might have been the lighting, but he was taller than I remembered. Glancing to the table, I could see he already finished plating up our food. Oh, wow, you work fast. Michael looked proud of himself. Can't have my guests stay on an empty stomach. Go on, have a seat. I'll join you in a moment. Okay, period. Like, good service. I returned to smile and sat down, stomach grumbling as I looked at our plates. Just as promised, Michael had prepared a delightful bowl of salad. Fresh lettuce, cherry tomatoes, minced carrots, and onions. I could see bits of homemade croutons added into the... Oh my God. A drizzle of dressing weaved through the colorful ensemble, enticing me to take a bite. He made croutons? Oh my God. Like, I'm kind of in love. It was quick and simple, but I could tell he put a lot of effort into it. I didn't wait to dig in. Michael set down a steaming mug beside me before settling into his own seat. He gonna keep a bev. Like, I love that. He will never leave me bevless. And that's all I could ask for. Peeking above the rim, I could see small flowers floating about, tinting the water yellow. It faintly smelled of apples. I recognized the yellow dried pellets on tea packaging I've seen before. Oh, chamomile. He nodded. I hope you like it. I'm sure I will. His smile widened, his tail swaying at the tip by his feet. He seemed even more relaxed, showing his natural features this morning. Any trace of panic and hesitation from last night were gone, replaced by a look of contentment. Oh, Michael bit into his toast and I followed suit. The food was as delicious as I expected. One forkful of the salad had me sighing in delight, the taste and textures mingling on my tongue. I could tell these were fresh, and nothing beats fresh ingredients straight out of a garden. Michael was happy to eat in silence, occasionally looking up at me as I enjoyed my food. He'd smile when our eyes met, his bottom pair narrowing into a happy squid. Oh, the bottom pair. I wonder if he'd be open to some questions. Hey, hmm? Mind if I ask? Okay. How did you learn to cook? How do you have plumbing in your house? What's it like living in the woods? Low key, I do want to know why he has plumbing. But do you have a water bill? Like, you set up? You got a social security number? Like, um, what's it like living in the woods? I do want to ask that. I If I could write in a question, I would ask, what does the second pair of eyes do? Or like, are you a human? I would ask something like that. Are you an alien? Or like, where did you come from? You're clearly not human. How is that not one of the questions? Okay. Let's do what's it like living in the woods? I mean, he already said isolated and lonely. Okay, anyway. I still can't believe how cozy you've managed to make it, considering the whole middle of nowhere thing. It wasn't like this when I found it. No? It was a major fixer upper. So the cabin was abandoned. I never would have guessed. Yeah, I'm really happy I get to live somewhere permanent for once. It's not much, but it's home. What's it like? Peaceful, quiet. I do like it a lot. Forest provides me with everything I need. And nobody bothers me for the way I look out here. His ears twitch slightly. Sometimes you just happen to end up where it's most convenient for you and everyone else. The way he avoided my eyes as he said that gave me the impression there's something more to it. Yeah, he was ran out of town with pitchforks and stuff, probably. He's an alien. Or, he escaped Area 51. Like, uh, like his home wasn't just out of convenience, but a fear of something else. Rejection, perhaps? Getting rounded up and being sent to Area 51 to be poked and prodded. I clicked the wrong sound. Like, duh. Like, the dude has a tail. Hello? You got 4 eyes. Or something worse? Anyways, I don't really have anything else to say about it unless there's something specific you want to ask. He doesn't think about his answer much before beaming at me. What about you? I know you've told me a little bit about yourself, but what's it like being you? I scoffed, waving a hand. Please. I'm the least interesting person in this room. Trust me. Eyes were shining in earnest as he leaned forward. Aw, an active listener. Anyway. Oh, well. I told him about my life, at least the parts I was comfortable with sharing. Just like last night, his eyes didn't leave my face, occasionally darting about my features in interest. The direct ogling was making me nervous, but I suppose I was doing the exact same thing when it was his turn to talk. Eventually, I came to the topic of my job and the woes of living in modern capitalism. I am a bit jealous. You have the whole cottagecore aesthetic practically perfect. His face morphed into a confused pout. Cottagecore? I explained it to him in my own words. Oh, you're saying you want to live the way I do, out in the woods? I nodded without hesitation. I mean, I wouldn't mind showing you the ropes. Okay, now you're messing with him because you're teasing him, bro. You're teasing him. Because he gonna say, oh, you could just move in, like there's plenty of space, and I'll cook every meal for you. Like, duh. I wouldn't mind showing you the ropes. His tone seemed strangely lilted. What do you mean? Never mind. Anyways, I don't get what the appeal is, but it's not easy either, you know? Forest provides, but it's up to me to make use of it. Starting out was a dark look crossed over a dark look crossed over his face then, as if reliving a bitter memory. Pitchforks, bitch. Bruh. But I'm built for survival. Period. Like, you can't keep Michael down. I feel like I'm asking him to elaborate would make things awkward. I decided to veer the topic into a different direction. Doesn't it get lonely? Sometimes. But I'm used to it. He smiled, his eyes lighting up. Besides, I have you at the moment, don't I? Ah. I never thought I'd enjoy having someone around. You must be really special. I can ask more questions. Okay, I'll do how did I learn to cook? How Cabbage pie is a pretty complicated recipe. I just wonder if anyone taught you how to cook. I'd be lucky if someone could teach me how to make boiled eggs, Firefly. But it was trial and error mostly. My earlier endeavors were, pretty much inedible. I picked up a thing or two about cooking though, so your taste buds aren't gonna fall victim to any nasty creations like in my early days at least. Speaking of, did you enjoy dinner last night? Of course I did. You're a really good cook, Michael. Ah, I'm glad. It probably wasn't obvious, but really happy I got to cook for you. Oh my gosh. He's like too sweet. Like I'm having trouble remembering that he's like kind of holding me captive. Oh my gosh. Is this Stockholm Syndrome? Oh my god. Like low key. I don't get guests often in case you couldn't tell. I should ask you to cook for me every day then. He grinned at my joke, looking pleased. I'd be happy to. I chuckled as I took another bite. So, what's your favorite thing to cook? He lit up at the question. Fried mushrooms. Fried mushrooms? Yeah. There's plenty to find, and it's easy to make. Huh, I do remember finding a patch of mushrooms yesterday. They smelled pretty funky, though. Remember that? That was. What was that? Nothing. Wait, what was that? Am I not supposed to remember? Anyways, mushrooms were the only thing I had for a while before figuring out I could eat other stuff like roots and veggies. You forage all your ingredients? Mostly. The times I figured out how to catch fish and hunt game were the best of my life, I'll tell you that. My first taste of meat? He did an awkward version of a chef's kiss, as if mimicking something he saw on a television once. Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Oh, oops. I pushed the wrong button. Mamma mia! Was he trying to say Mamma mia? He continued before I could even dwell on it for a second longer. But nothing beats what you humans are able to make. You guys go nuts with ingredients. Rice was a challenge. It's a precious ingredient since I have to actually get some from a store. But once I figured out how to make it nice and fluffy, I consider it a special treat. I did a double take. Right, store? What are you talking about? You go to the store? Yeah. Where else would I get it? Wait, what the hell? Yo, I thought you would grow it yourself or something. He laughed as I flushed in embarrassment. It's flattering you think I'm even capable of something that impressive, but no. There's only so much the forest can provide. But what about money? We're talking about human currency, right? Otherwise, how would you... Girl, he probably steals that shit. What? He could steal a bag of rice? Okay. Like, okay, girl. Do you actually have a job? Does this green, four-eyed freak have a job? Like, don't piss me off. A thought occurred to me. Or did you steal it? He almost looked offended. Do you take me for a criminal? You're holding me hostage right now. You're holding me hostage right now. No? But that would mean, then how? Michael bit into his toast, his two eyes winking in mischief. He looks so cute. I have my ways, Firefly. What's that supposed to mean? Okay, finally. Okay, not that I really care. He just said, I mean, it was probably hooked up to water, right? Because it was a cabin. He didn't say he built the cabin. I know it's a silly question, but I can't stop thinking about it. Oh? You were wondering about that? Oh, I just asked him how he has running water. The embarrassed look on my face was probably enough of an answer. Aw. Well, it's nothing fascinating. It's just rainwater I've got stored above the cabin. Just rainwater? Nodded. I detected a hint of pride as he continued. It's actually a recent installment, believe it or not. Granted, the project took a while, gathering materials, figuring out the tools, finding the right instruction manuals. Plus, I had to figure out where to store the water tank. And don't worry, I installed a filtration system, so it's safe for us to use. I check in every few weeks to make sure nothing's contaminated. That sounded daunting, especially considering he lived all the way out here in the woods. You did all that on your own? I kind of had to. Anyway, it took a whole lot of calibrating and adjusting, but It really worked out. And now that I think about it, I'm glad you get to be comfortable here during your stay too. Does that answer your question? Oh, he's so cute. Where'd you learn to do all that? I had to figure out a lot of things on my own. There was a faint hint of exhaustion in his eyes. To answer your question, I go to libraries a lot. It's where I learned about a majority of things. He got a library card? The fact that he even ventured into buildings at all surprised me. And if I'm real lucky, they have all these neat DIYs and workshop manuals archived for anyone to browse through. It took a while to figure everything out, a really long time actually. But hey, I had nothing but time, and it paid off. I'm considering upgrading the toilet next, but for now, the composting setup works fine. Oh my god, my little DIYer. He's literally so cute. Learned about that in an old camping guide. Pause to take a breath. Like, literally, this tiny house is jumping. He got everything. All he needs is, TV or like a satellite or like an iPhone with a solar charger or something, iPad. Pause to take a breath, as if he hadn't talked this much in a while. I'm rambling, but that's how I did it. Is there anything else you want to ask? Literally, you've been to libraries? His ears perked up, posture straightening. Oh, yeah. I can't tell you enough how much books have helped me. I've made it this far only because I quickly figured out how to read. Well, figured out that I can read. Do you visit often? In my early days, any chance I could get. Nowadays, I stick to my side of the forest, though. Gotta make sure people don't wander too far off that they're meant to. Throwing shade. I pause in my chewing at the teasing lilt in his voice. Hey, I'm joking. Oh my god, he's literally such a cutie. See, he just needed to loosen up and know that, like, I'm not here to judge him. You don't need to manipulate me, baby. Like, I'm cool. Like, we good. Anyways, if you're wondering what I do about this, he gestured towards his face. I just have to make sure everything's covered. You'd be surprised how little people pay attention to me when I bundle up just right. People not give you trouble? He shrugged nonchalantly. Small town libraries are usually so empty from my experience, and people just mind their own business there. Huh, I guess that's true. I can't remember the last time I visited a library. I guess libraries would be Michael's equivalent to the World Wide Web. I should introduce him to the internet sometime. No, don't do that. Actually, maybe not. Right. He's perfect the way he is, not without parental controls. Okay. No, literally. Oh my god. He cooks, he cleans, he builds, he reads, and no internet, bro. I need Michael. Like, I need him. I'm into this. Shoot, no social media. My god, he's not about to be in the club. Like, I don't have to worry about nothing. Like, this is exactly the kind of guy I need. Just like in his own world, in his cabin, away from everything. When I want to see him, I go see him. This is perfect. Minus, of course, the mind control. Yeah. Finally satisfied, I nodded and went back to eating my food. I'm starting to know a lot more about you, Michael. Oh, wait, about Michael. He didn't directly say it, but it felt like he was lonelier than he was letting on. Not to mention how he managed to make a home for himself, all on his own. I had to wonder if he had anyone at all. Do you have any family around? Family? His expression turned solemn for a moment before he looked sheepish. Remind me how that works again? God! I get the concept based on some books I've read. I don't have what you call parents, if that's what you're asking. My mouth dropped in shock. No parents? He shrugged and took another bite of toast. That I recall. Oh my god, my little orphan. Oh my god. Like, he really said, no money, no family. 16 in the middle of Miami. Then how did you, what's that like, living with so many people like you in such close proximity? Huh? That's how it works, right? You and other humans living in one house, and you have this dinner thing that makes you relate to the rest. That's what makes a family, right? Was he talking about DNA? His definition threw me off, but I had to answer somehow. Not just that. Family is okay. People you're related to, like your mom and your dad and your siblings and relatives, people that you love and care about who love and care about you too. Actually, I guess they are just people you live in close proximity. Okay, no. I would say family is people that you love and care about. I mean, okay, we could go literal or we could go like emotional. Because yes, literally it's people you're related to, but it's also like those you love and care about. Although he's all by himself, why would I mention loving and someone loving and caring about him when he clearly is all by himself? I'll say this one. He nodded at my explanation. I couldn't help thinking that he looked somewhat relieved. Right. Yeah, imagine you say, well, family is people that actually give a damn if you live or die. And it's like, oh, I definitely don't have that. If that's the case, I definitely don't have family around. As far as relations go, I'm the only one of me there is and ever will be. He sounded determined about that fact. So you're not, I assume you're not a family person then? Okay, this bitch. He looked amused at my question. Definitely not. I found that surprising. He seemed like the type, but I guess I couldn't just assume that. Although, he twiddled with his mug, his brows furrowed as he stared at it. It does sound nice, knowing you have that undeniable bond with someone. Something to link you with others just underneath the surface. That kind of relationship that makes it unique and precious, wouldn't it? He looked at me then, his eyes almost full of longing. Oh, the heart. I'll be your family, Michael. But some things just aren't meant for me. What do you mean? He smiled, shrugging. Nothing you have to worry about, Firefly. What a strange man. Bitch, he just told you that he's an orphan and he barely even understands the concept of family. That's how alone he is. You're talking about he's strange. This man just poured his heart out to you. Oh my God. And he made you breakfast and dinner. And he made a composting toilet. Like, please. No, because, like, really, like, put some respect on Michael. Okay? He's been through a lot, clearly. To be fair, everyone's definition of family could be different. What about you? What's your definition of family? He just said he barely even knows what it means. Michael looked surprised I asked him that question. I don't know. I've never had one, and I think your answer just confused me more. Well, if you ever figure it out, let me know. What is her problem? Michael stared at the remaining crumbs on his plate before he nodded, avoiding my gaze. Sure. Right, because now what? We both fell quiet, the lull in conversation blanketing us in a comfortable silence. All this family talk, it reminded me of the reason why I'm out here in the first place, to look for my beloved cat, a sight I might never be able to see again. Damn, I actually forgot about the cat, actually. I couldn't help the sinking feeling in my chest, the growing pit in my stomach. I wish I was able to find Sebastian. You would have loved him. Michael opened his mouth to say something but changed his mind. My voice warbled as a lump formed in my throat. Sorry. I just miss him so much. I keep thinking if I just went looking for him sooner, maybe I would have been able to find him by now. He was quick to speak up. You did your best, Firefly. No one else could have gone to the lengths that you did. You almost risked getting yourself. I'm sure wherever he is, he's doing okay. Right. Sitting in your stomach being digested because it was in the pie from last night. Like, that's really what I'm thinking. Really think so? I know so. Damn, he a liar. His voice was laced with a confident assurance, despite the worried look on his face. Yeah, because yeah. I nodded with a quiet sniff. He knows that cat is gone. I hope so. He's just important to me is all. Michael looked like he wanted to reach across the table for me, but sighed instead. Oh, the way I would hug him so deeply. The way I would nuzzle into those big old ears. Oh, I wonder if we hugged Would his tail also wrap around me? Oh, that would be fabulous. Actually, I'm sorry, Ash. I should tell you. Maybe I do have family now that I think about it. That was the surprise I mentioned before. Wait, really? He nodded. Are you done? I could take you to go meet them right now. Tim? My God. I looked down at my plate. During the conversation, I didn't even realize I'd finished the meal. Yeah, I'm done. His movements were quick, stacking our empty plates and mugs and setting them in the sink. He grasped my hand before I could say another word, pulling me up and heading outside with me in tow. As the door swung open, I could only see Forrest ahead. Wait, are we really meeting the parents? Oh my God, second date, meeting the parents. What the heck? Before he tugged me along as he rounded the side of the cabin. Well, he just said he... Are the plant... Are the plants his family? I mean, okay, that would make sense. Almost immediately, my peripherals were assaulted with greens on both sides. I figured he was the type to grow his own vegetables, but to see it in person as confirmation was a whole different thing. With Michael leading the way, I only had a moment to take in this around. Oh yeah, we haven't even been outside yet. He had marked the different plots with messy drawings on small wooden signs jutting out of the dirt. Carrots, lettuce, potatoes, trellises of tomatoes, and beans. I wouldn't have been able to differentiate one plant to another without the signs. Even the chamomile from our tea just now grew abundant close by. The small buds swaying gently. I bumped into Michael as he suddenly stopped, the man looking over his shoulder to beam at me. We reached what looked like a fenced off area with a bit of netting stretched all around. He stepped aside, watching me as my eyes widened. Oh my God, what is it? Chicken! Chicken! Look at all those chicken. Dang, 3 chickens. 3 fat, happy little hens strutted about like they owned the place. As he entered through the gate, oh, now, okay, now where'd he get them chickens? The hens swarmed over in an instant at Michael's feet, swirling him and pecking at his boots. Ladies, meet Ash. Ash, these are Marwar, Sansuyu, and Primrose, or as I like to call them, Marmar, Sunny, and Rosie. He looks so cute with that chicken. He ducked to pick one up, fluffing up her feathers as he smiled. Oh my gosh, like this is so freaking wholesome. Oh, he's so cute. Why does he have to be such a manipulative gaslighter? He gently scratched the hen's little head, which I assumed was Rosie. He practically melted at his... Oh, she practically melted at his pampering, eyes sliding shut. The other... Okay, so he's not, like, fully alone. He has the nature. The other 2 flapped their wings in a huff and went about their business once more. Michael leaned closer, beckoning me to pet Rosie. She was so soft. Rosie's the oldest. She doesn't lay eggs anymore, but I couldn't bring myself to, you know. So I brought her some friends. Marmar came first. Sunny's a more recent addition. What do you think? Do we make a good family? Aww. I laughed and nodded, watching as Rosie nuzzled into Michael's chest. Wait, he's so freaking cute. I didn't expect chickens of all things. Were you expecting something else? I was expecting it to be someone else. Hello? Like a brother. Oh, when you look like me, people generally don't stick around. There's that negative self-talk again. No, for real, because he's kind of blowing me with that. Like, I get it. You're a monster. Like, move on. You don't even look that bad. His eyes flicked to mine, a look of pleasant surprise crossing his face. You really think so? Yeah? You that naive, Firefly. I mean it. He let out a polite scoff as he scratched Rosie's head. Okay, like, low-key, now you're chasing clout. Like, he keeps freaking mentioning the monster thing. Like, I get it, but it's like, okay, clearly I'm here, so what do you want from me? He let out a polite scoff as he scratched Rosie's head absently. You genuinely believe people wouldn't run away at the sight of me? Well, I didn't. His smile turned smug, the corner of his lips lifting just a bit. Of course you didn't. Because you couldn't. Oh! Got me there. Shoot. He wasn't wrong. Like, Period. The heck? I was pretty much paralyzed in his bed when we first met. But I still don't think you look that bad. Is that so? Describe me then. What? You heard me. Look at me and describe what you see. For a second, I thought he was being condescending, but looking at his eyes, all I could see was a bit of playfulness. Uh, he looked at me expectantly, eyes shining. You're tall. Go on. You have blonde hair. Gave an amused squint, his left ear twitching. What else? You have green skin and a tail. He chuckled, though there was no malice in it. But that's not all, is it? Definitely expected me to say it straight. Oh, fine. So you don't look human. So what? He hummed absently. As I was saying, animals generally don't care if you look like a monster. My heart twisted at his words. His passive nonchalance somehow makes it even worse. Michael, you're not a tug at my shoelace caught my attention. A light, oh my gosh, so cute. A light brown hen stood at my feet. Wait, the chickens are too cute. Her beady eyes shining. Sunny flapped her wings almost expectantly. Oh, I think she likes you. Go ahead, pick her up, gently, like how I did with Rosie. I hesitated, but slowly lowered myself to cup Sunny by her wings. Lifting her up, she was quick to nestle herself until she was comfortably tucked under my arms. I could feel her wings wiggling as she nuzzled into my side. So cute. Michael's gaze softened as I cooed at the chicken, mimicking her small clucks. So, did it help? Cheering you up, I mean. Oh, so that's what this was. A fuzzy feeling bloomed in my chest as he looked at me, chicken in his arms and concern on his face. A little bit, yeah. Only a little? I snickered, rolling my eyes. Okay, mister, a lot. That's more like it. His proud grin was infectious. I couldn't help smiling back. We spent a bit more time with the hens, petting them until they were satisfied. Michael even showed me the spot where they like to have their dust baths, little chicken-shaped holes scattered about in the dry soil underneath the coop. Once the gals had enough of us, we refilled their water container before leaving. He left them some treats, procuring them straight out of his pockets before shutting the gate. Hold up. Ain't I supposed to be going home? Aren't I supposed to be going home? Why are we playing? I mean, okay, you wanted to cheer me up, but now we're doing chores. The girls' excited chatter over the food faded as we made our way back inside his cabin. I sat by his bed as he crouched down by the fireplace. From the window, I could see the sun outside was getting higher. It might be close to afternoon now. Hey, Michael. He looked up at me from where he was stoking the fire. I rubbed my arms, unsure where to place my gaze. I think it's a good time for me to go now. My expression fell, but I caught myself quickly. He'd done his best to cheer me up. It'd be inconsiderate towards him to leave him in a bad mood. I might have to accept that I'll never see Sebastian again. I think it's better if I focus on moving on. He was quiet for a moment, hands in his pockets. If you say so. But you don't have to leave just yet. Still got plenty of daylight left, and there's some places I want to show you. Won't you come with me? I had to decide. Oh my god, he didn't let me choose. Wait, but the pink stuff's not coming down. Oh, wait, or maybe, okay, maybe he just interrupted. I promise I'll take you home right after. He took another step towards me. Please, Firefly? I didn't want to say it, but he looked desperate, for real. Like, you're begging. And begging for the second day in a row, too. Okay. I'll go with you. The joy on his face was okay, he looked kind of scary right there. Okay, the second eyes. It's the fully black eyes for me. The joy on his face was shining bright as a billboard. Great. Let me get our stuff. He disappeared into the kitchen, returning with my backpack in one hand and a satchel in the other. He passed it to me as he walked by towards the front door. Huh? I almost forgot I had this. Oh, and her bag. Rifling through my bag, I found cat treats, Sebastian's collar, a broken compass, and my phone. The battery was dead, though. Still, that's one less thing to worry about. I checked through my bag once more, finding an empty water bottle. I frowned, distinctly remembering I forgot to pack water for my trip. That was the mind manipulation. Yeah, and I remember us packing water like at the beginning of the story too. Or at least Michael told me I did. I Wait. He said all that to us? I thought that was like our internal monologue. Did he call me stupid? What? You ready? I looked up at Michael, startling when I spotted the large crossbow in his hands. Hold up. I guess we're hunting for dinner now. Where'd he get that? He followed my gaze and shrugged, albeit with a nervous smile, like he'd been caught doing something he shouldn't be. He quickly strapped the weapon to his back and out of sight. Don't worry, I'm not going to use it unless necessary. I'd hope not. He chuckled at my indignant tone. You think I'm going to let you out into the woods without guaranteeing your safety? No, for real. Like, he got that thing on him. That's good. Now he needs to just guide us home with the crossbow. I made a promise to get you home, so this is just an extra precaution. You don't think it's a... So now she's complaining. So the scary woods that she was so nervous about, now she's complaining that he's got protection. Okay. Just clearing that up. You don't think that's a bit much? Also, he lives in the woods. Like, I'm sure he'd be killing deer and bears and eating the meat. Like, and cats. If we want to be real. Stray cats. Better safe than sorry, Firefly. Did have a point. If anyone knew these woods and the kind of danger it held, it'd be Michael. I glanced over him again, noticing he changed his oversized cardigan for something more outdoor appropriate. Ooh, little fit change. Okay. His eye, what's that, a North Face? Period. His eyes tracked mine, his shoulders stiffening as a tint spread across his face. So, shall we? He opened the door and waved me out. I stepped outside to glance around his front yard. The landscape wasn't anything special. It was actually left quite plain, just thick trees and foliage. Only paths of dirt and flattened grass clued me in the routes Michael would use as he comes and goes, webbing in all directions, trailing to the front door. Come to think of it, anyone passing through would be able to spot Michael's house if they squinted through the trees carefully enough. I guess he was right that nobody walked through this area in years. I heard a lock turn before Michael joined me by my side. He smiled wide before tipping his head in a direction, making sure I was behind him before we started walking. I was hesitant but followed suit. It was quiet. Wait, okay. Wait, so are we going home? Where are we going? It was quiet as we traveled, save for the sounds of nature calling out around us. The weather was bright and warm, the sun casting pretty rays through the gaps in the trees. I had to admit, enjoyable as it was, the bird calls and rustling of leaves as we walked somewhat brought bad memories. Yeah. Well, at least you have a protector now. Yesterday was miserable. I was lost, tired, and hungry. Damn, that was yesterday. There was a chance I wasn't going to make it out alive. I watched Michael's back as he led the way, the man barely paying any mind to his surroundings. His ear would occasionally flick back in my direction, but overall, he seemed confident on where to go. Having Michael as my guide home was definitely a great assurance. It made me even more grateful he'd found me when he did. I sighed and shook off the negative feelings, keeping pace while appreciating the fresh air. I stepped up next to my companion, willing my voice to speak after plenty of silence. This is actually kind of nice. A good old nature walk. I coughed into my fist, feeling embarrassed. I don't go outside as often as I should. Michael smiled kindly. Did I get to bring you then? Yeah, it feels different when you know where you're going. Actually, where are we going? No, for real. He sensed my nervousness and laughed. Don't worry. We're almost there. I looked up and saw it before he even pointed it out. Oh, a clearing in the distance, the trees growing strangely sparse in that area. I held my breath as I noticed the grass slowly started to dot with flowers, delicate blooms swaying here and there in the breeze. Oh, he took me to like a little romantic place. As we got closer, Michael watched me as my mouth dropped open, a knowing twinkle in his eyes. It was breathtaking. Ah, look at the little butterflies. A secluded little meadow of flowers lit up by beams of light, making the scenery resemble a page from a forgotten fairy tale. Butterflies flitted about in pairs, their wings flickering and complementing the surreal yet enchanting ambiance of the whole place. Michael let me gawk some more before walking ahead, turning to face me before sitting down to relax on the grass. He slipped off his satchel and laid it on the grass by his side, along with his crossbow. I blinked out of my stupor and approached him, spinning around to drink everything in before plopping myself down next to him. Aww, this is so this is very romantic. Or maybe he just brought me here just to see the beauty of the forest. Oh my god, is he gonna ask me to do a woodland marriage or something? So, what do you think? Pretty, isn't it? Oh, look at him. I nodded dumbly before finally glancing to face him. The man's gaze the man's gaze on me softening as our eyes met. A butterfly approached us rapidly, making me flinch on instinct. It landed on his finger. Oh my gosh. This is literally so sweet. It landed on his finger as he held it out, its wings flapping gently. Okay, I wonder if he made the butterfly do that. Are you mind controlling the butterfly to impress me? Because it's working. Ugh. He smiled at the dainty creature, a fond look in his eyes before he held it out towards me. You like butterflies, Ash? I love butterflies. I'm scared of them, actually. That's crazy. I do. I think they're so pretty. This is amazing, Michael. His usual prideful smirk was absent, replaced instead with a shy smile. Glad you like it. The sun was at its peak now, the air getting warmer as minutes passed. The leafy canopy over us provided enough cover for us not to overheat. Michael picked a flower with his other hand and placed it in my palm, his tail looping loosely around us both as my cheeks darkened. Wait, why he's seducing me? Oh my god, not the tail. Not he wrapped me in his tail. Ugh. He closed his eyes and leaned back further, the butterfly still resting on his hand. His ears caught a soft rumbling before I realized it was coming from his direction. Rumbling? I almost wanted to ask, but I didn't want to ruin the moment. Soft rumbling? My gaze dropped as I twirled the flower in my hand, holding the stem delicately. The gesture felt platonic but also romantic. Girl, ain't nothing platonic about this. What? He just took you to a beautiful field and is laying with you. I wonder if Michael was even interested in relationships. Yes, of course. He'd been alone most of his life. He'd probably get tired of my presence sooner or later. Quite the opposite, man. Before I could contemplate further, the butterfly on Michael's finger took off, my gaze trailing after it as it left the sunlight. Which reminds me. Oh god. Oh god, what's he gonna do? Yo, she's brave as hell, because we're not even in the cabin anymore. You could piss him off and he would just leave you here. Why would she? Okay, I do get it though, but she ruined the moment, but also yes, for real, because you could be taking me home right now. Don't get me wrong, this place is stunning, but is it okay if we go now? He straightened from his relaxed slouch. Oh, look at that face. Why? Just got here. I chewed on my lip, hesitating. I love it here. I do. I love it here. I do. But I want to go home, Michael. Michael studied my face. Hush. Want to leave me that badly? Oh, God. What? No. I need time to recover from losing Sebastian. I know it's silly and dramatic, but knowing he won't be there when I get home, it trailed off, another shot of guilt and regret filling my chest. Damn, he is so good at gaslighting. This is scary. Wow. I just need to get it done with. I feel a hand rubbing. This is not even gaslighting anymore. This is full blown Darvo. Like making it seem like I'm the bad guy for wanting to go home when I'm lost in the forest. You don't know what I have going on at home. I feel a hand rubbing my back. Michael nodded slowly, looking me in the eyes. His smile was gentle. That's okay. I understand. Oh, nope. Bruh, no, he didn't. But maybe this place can help with that. It's a nice spot to nap. Oh my God, he stayed putting me to sleep. Like, he's literally sedating me so that he can do what he wants with me. Even if it's just me laying in his bed while he knits in front of the fire. Like, this ain't right, Michael. You have to stop. It's a nice spot to nap in, isn't it? I picked it out just for you. Why don't you go ahead and lay down? His words made you sway, a sudden bout of sleepiness weighing heavy over your eyelids. He was right. It is a nice place to nap in. Why were you in such a hurry? You yawned, laying back to stretch on the grass. The warmth from the ground seeped through your clothes, lulling you into a sense of comfort and safety. There you go. Just spend some time with me. Just a bit. Oh, so this is Michael. Just a bit more. Please. Oh, here's something else I could show you. Wait, am I asleep? He reached into his satchel and pulled out a wooden box. Oh, Lord. What's in that box? It's called a kalimba. Okay, this is actually so sweet. It's too bad. Why is he using his powers for evil? Like, what if he just went home with me? Shoot. Like, you don't even have to do all of this, Michael. Like, come home with me, baby. Like, move in, have a real flushing toilet and a refrigerator. Like, oh my God, he's really about to put me to sleep. This is crazy. Pulling out a kalimba is crazy. I blinked slowly, clarity coming back as I shook my head to pay attention. Wait, okay, so am I awake now? The box fit neatly in his hands, Michael holding it as if he were typing on a phone. I could see it had a hole in the middle with thin straps of metal arranged in a triangular shape over it. Girl is about to put you in the deepest sleep. He's literally gonna play you a lullaby, girl. A proud smirk spread across his face. Show you. Oh, God. He began to pluck at the metallic prongs, a gentle ringing sound resonating with every flick of his thumbs. I couldn't recognize the song. He might have made it up himself. Wait, it actually sounds creepy. I closed my eyes, enjoying the tune. Michael gave a soft chuckle as he kept playing. Oh, God. Relax and listen as long as you'd like, Firefly. Oh, Lord. What next? We got to wake up in the cabin and it's the next day. A few minutes passed by with Michael plucking away at the instrument, the two of us sunbathing like two cats on a Sunday afternoon. I must have dozed as the next thing I knew, I felt a nudge on my shoulder. Comfy? He chuckled low when I refused to open my eyes. I mean, if you'd rather stay. My eyes shot open. Now, why is he making me a damn bracelet? Like, please, can you just stop being freaking adorable for a second? Literally, he's actively sedating me to kidnap me longer. And I wake up and this MFer is making me a freaking friendship bracelet. What is this? What are you doing? Adorable little freak. Michael glanced at me. Kalimba, this is crazy. Kalimba in his lap and half a forget-me-not chain in his hands. Like, grow up. What? I shook my head, slapping at my cheeks. Wake up! I cannot believe I fell asleep. It's all right. Cut me off. His sigh was heavy. I was hoping, never mind. He patted my shoulder, though his smile didn't reach his eyes. Thanks for being here with me. Like, damn, like, okay, like, I get that you're alone and you're lonely, but I'm a person. Like, bruh, you can't just keep me here. Enjoy the moment. We had it. I saw your special place. You played me the kalimba. We took a nap together. Like, come on, bruh. What more do you want? Oh, okay. Maybe we can do this again sometime. If I ever see you again. Let's get you home. He rolled over to his feet and stood up, brushing off dirt and fixing his satchel. Come on. We gathered our things and set off into the unknown once more. Well, unknown to me, at least. Michael seemed to have a map of this place ingrained in his mind. Okay, so when he says home, because do I have my backpack with me or is it still at the cabin? You seem a bit sleepy still, so I knew it. Let's freshen up, okay? So we're going back to his crib. Oh. We walked a bit further away from the clearing, coming across a river. Compared to the rest of the path we walked, the area was shaded considerably with a thick canopy of leaves over us. The flowing water looked inviting as I kneeled down by the bank, Michael idling close by. I dipped my hands in, eager to wash my face. The water was refreshing and cooled my heated skin in the afternoon sun. Damn, no sunscreen. I pulled my hands back to see Michael peeking over my shoulder into my reflection, smiling with a faraway look on his face. Startled as our gazes met, Iris's darting away to look at himself instead. Immediately his expression changed. His ears flattened. Aww. Oh, Michael. A grimace twisting his features as his lips curled back. That's him looking at himself? I'd never seen such contempt in his eyes as I did then, staring at his own visage. Oh, that's so sad. He stepped away, retreating underneath the cover of a tree to lean against it with crossed arms. He doesn't notice me watching. I patted my hands dry on my shirt and approached him. You ready? Yeah. I stopped him before he could turn to leave. He looked at me with a questioning look, tipping his head. I hesitated. I wasn't the type to speak my mind directly. Most of the time, I'd keep things to myself and let things go by, but nobody should look at themselves and have that sort of reaction. Hey, you're not, I might as well be frank. You're not a monster, Michael. He looked taken aback. What makes you say that? I saw how you were looking at yourself, how you talk about yourself. None of it's true. I keep telling you, you're more than just your appearance. I don't know what compelled me to do it, but I did it anyway. I reached for his hands and held them between us. His eyes widened at the contact. All it took was a day with you, and truthfully, I think you're the most amazing person I've ever met. Made a choked noise. I, 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 I'm just some old nobody compared to you. That's not. Shut up and listen. Oh, like, I feel like she slaps him there, or like shakes him. Shut up and listen. He promptly shut his mouth with an audible click of his teeth. From where I stand, you saved my life. You've taken care of me better than I could ever ask for from a stranger. That already proves to me you're not the monster you think you are. You're charming, you're smart, you're sweet, you're a million more wonderful things, but you are not a monster. Take a second to compose myself. Lowering my voice. You may look different, Michael, but guess what? His multiple eyes stared into mine, ears flattening as if fearing the worst. That makes you all the more beautiful to me. His breath hitched. I could feel his hands squeezing my... Oh yeah, we're still holding hands. Squeezing mine, fingers trembling. It was like he forgot how to breathe. I bet he's never had anybody talk to him like this. I realized my hands were getting sweaty. LOL. Not us still holding hands. I pulled away hastily, scratching at my neck and avoiding his gaze. Oops. I could feel the blood rush to my face. I could dunk my whole head in the river and it probably let off steam. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. It just didn't feel right if I didn't say anything. I hope you understand. An awkward silence passed between the two of us. Anyways, I caught him mumbling under his breath. I can't let you leave. What? I said, you can't leave. I mean, not without your cat, right? Oh, okay, period. Good save, Michael. But for real though, like, she gave this speech to him. She knows he's lonely. He has no family. Nobody gives a fuck about him. he was basically run out of town, right? And then you go and give this beautiful, empathetic, sweet speech. Like, you're kind of begging him to not to victim blame, but like you're low-key begging him to keep you, bitch. Like, she should have been like super annoying and like not rude, but just like stay at the bare minimum of like decency, so that like he won't eat you or kill you, but like he doesn't want you to move in. Like, he's not trying to come up off you, girl. And I said he was pretty, damn it. I'm never going home. I frowned. Already tried, Michael. Like you said, it was stupid for me to just wander off in the woods as if I'd find him through dumb luck. He paused, fist clenching. But I haven't. Huh? I haven't tried. I know these woods better than anyone. I can try looking for him. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. W scheme, Michael. Wow. But that means you can't leave yet. Michael, I appreciate the offer, but I don't think I should stick around any longer. He is not about to have that. Oh, Lord. I have a job and responsibilities and you hissed and oh, so he's not even gaslighting anymore. He's fully taking over your brain. You hissed in pain. He's hurting me. A sudden migraine overcoming your senses. You felt sick, your stomach wringing itself into knots. It felt like the world was warping around you as your legs wobbled. Michael, no! Your body buckled over as you resisted the urge to vomit. Michael, no. Michael caught you as you slumped graciously to the ground, head resting on his shoulder as he cradled you close. Michael, hey, you don't look so good. Bitch, you did this to me. Your vision doubled as he spoke, his speech oozing together, words into an indecipherable mess. Are you okay? You need me to carry you home? Right, to your home. Okay, I guess, yes, please. Okay, no problem. Just hang in there. Oh, whatever. You're doing this to me, you freak. Hang on to me. Oh, but he does carry us home, I mean. Okay, no. This is sick. You freak. Sorry. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve this. If I could just one more day with you. The happiest man alive. Here we are. Let's get you tucked in. I should give you some clothes. Especially since you'll be staying another night. Yeah, right. You're okay with that, aren't you, bitch? Like, it's like he believes his own delusions. Like, he's so desperate for me to stay. He's doing stuff to make me stay, and because he's such a nice guy, it's like he can't even believe that he's doing it, so he's acting like it's something else, but like him, or I don't know, maybe the manipulation is like a natural thing where he doesn't realize it's happening. No, I don't know. Ugh. I blinked. Yo, imagine this. Imagine I was telling him that I want to go home and then I wake up sick as a dog back in his house. Oh my God. Ugh. I blinked, groggily awake to the gentle sounds of a crackling fire, the itchy texture of worn bedsheets, the weight of a heavy knit blanket. I could recall once or twice having felt these very sensations to the point I'd consider them familiar and comforting. And yet, nothing could prepare me for the bright yellow eyes peering into my Michael. Yo, he's gotta back up. Like, I'm awake. Ugh. My knuckles hit him square in the face as Michael yelped, "Ah, bitch!" Nose scrunching as the taller man stumbled backwards into a stool. Yup. Exactly. No, exactly. No, because, like, who do you think you're fooling now? Like, that's what you get for being all up in my face, too. He landed on his rear with the grace of a clumsy toddler on the floor. I sat up in a panic and immediately grimaced, landing back on the bed with an unceremonious flop. It hit me in one fell swoop how my whole body was aching. Yo, he literally like has taken over our body. Every single one of my limbs felt like they'd gone through a ringer and came out the other side all crinkled and wrong. Oh, he really fucked me up. Okay, he did deserve that punch, and a couple more too. I groaned aloud, leaning my head back on the pillow. Right, yup. Michael shifted back onto his feet, rubbing his nose. Yup. Ash. His voice was an awkward croak before he cleared his throat. I'm glad you're awake. Wow, he really just ate my punch. Like it was nothing. No blue blood, no nothing. Okay. How are you feeling? Why would he even ask that? Terrible. He visibly flinched. I'm sorry to hear that, you fake bitch. He stepped closer to the bed, leaning over warily in case my hand dramatically whips out again in self-defense. Yeah, you better be scared. With my hand settled on my lap, he deemed it safe enough to sit beside me. What happened, Michael? Yeah, let's hear the lie now. You don't remember? I shook my head, wincing a bit as my head pan. Okay, well, can he at least... I mean, where the tea at? Can he at least give me the tea so that I'll feel better? Oh my gosh. I guess he has to, like, lay down the lie so that I'll believe it and then heal me. So I'll be grateful. Not at all. Michael hesitated. You, tripped and hit your head. I had to carry you home? His words almost slurred together as he fidgeted. My head? I slowly lifted my hand to feel for bumps or bruises, but he hastily snatched my wrist. Don't worry about that. Here, have this. It'll help. Michael, okay, same tea. Michael gave me a familiar-looking drink as he quickly pressed a cup into my hands. Sitting with some effort to take a sip, I couldn't help the small sense of deja vu. This exact situation happened yesterday. Yep. The amount of times I woke up in his bed, dazed and disoriented, is almost uncomfortable now. At least the drink was helping, just like he promised. My body felt lighter as I finished. Michael took the cup from me and set it aside before wringing his hands together with a nervousness I haven't seen in a while. So, I'm sorry this happened. I didn't mean for you to get hurt. I sighed and waved aside his worry with an embarrassed grumble. Wouldn't be the first time I tripped, if you could believe it. Damn, so she's blaming herself. Not your fault. Michael, how can you live with yourself? He gave a soft chuckle, but it sounded guilty. Huh? I suppose you're right. It's just, his face looked like he had a million thoughts running through his head. I promised, didn't I? I said I was going to look out for you. I said I was going to keep you safe. Instead, I made you hurt. His voice cracked. I'm so sorry, Ash. The sudden change in demeanor was startling, to say the least. You couldn't have predicted it was going to happen, and I'm fine. See? Firefly, like, she doesn't even know. He probably, like, she don't even know that I did that to her. Like, she's so sweet, which is making him love me even more and want to keep me there even longer, even though he knows it's wrong. I guess you're right. Really? His expression carried a lingering doubt, but he quickly masked it with a small smile, his eyes dim. In that case, you'll... Bruh, don't piss me off. This is all he cares about. You'll be staying? The way he said it almost sounded like a decision that's already been made. Or a plea. What do you mean? His eyes darted aside. You agreed to let me find Sebastian, remember? Did I say that? Yeah. So, you'll be staying a while longer, right? He didn't even let me get a word in. In fact, a feeling of uncertainty washed over me, as if we've had this conversation before. Because we have. This is the second day in a row. I don't think I should. Besides, what's the rush? My job and sponsibilities, duh. I already said that. It's like, you wouldn't know this because you live in the freaking woods and you don't have to pay bills. Like, I gotta make money. Hello? I gotta go to work. I have to go to work. It's already late and you're in no condition to travel anyway, because of you. I blinked before glancing out the window. Pitch black darkness greeted me as I realized he was right. Yet another uncanny feeling spread through my chest, shivers crawling down my spine. I don't know why, but something about this whole situation felt wrong. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. Michael had a nervous look on his face. Maybe you hit your head harder than you thought? Wow. Okay, he's really sick. Like, come on, Michael. He's really driving it home. His words didn't sound confident. How long was I out? A couple hours, I think. You, really took a hit. Yeah, from you and your mind control. It was that bad? My brows creased as I tried to recall today's events. But I don't remember tripping. There was... Here it comes. There was a river. I remember you. And then... Your memory must be fuzzy. And for good reason. After all, it's been a rough few days. My stomach rumbled suddenly, echoing in the quiet room. There was a heavy silence right after. Michael was polite enough to hide his chuckle under a palm as I flushed. He seemed relieved. Well, lucky for you, I've got dinner on the way. It should be ready soon. Okay. I mean, okay, I am really hungry, so I guess we'll talk about you kidnapping me later, after dinner. You're okay with soup, right? Soup? Soup sounds all right. My stomach growled once more, the pain of an empty gut making me wince a bit. My host noticed immediately. Oh, maybe we should get you some food sooner than later. Do you feel okay enough to get up? I nodded with a grumble, swinging my legs over the side of the bed before noticing something was on my lap. Wait, what's this? I unbundled the pile of thick fabric, realizing it was an oversized sweater. Michael! Look at this freaking sweater. Is this his sweater? Oh my god. No. He's evil. But look at the little mushroom. Aww. I unbundled the pile of thick fabric, realizing it was an oversized sweater and a pair of baggy sweatpants. A mushroom pattern? That's oddly cute. The material felt worn, but comfortable. A towel laid right next to them. Is this for me? Oh, I figured since you'll be staying another night, you'd want some fresh clothes. They might be a few sizes bigger. Or a lot? Sorry. He'd gotten shy for some reason. On the other hand, I didn't have to take a whiff of myself to know that I probably reek. Wait, yeah. Well, he got a shower in there. I nodded again, giving him a small but grateful smile. You're fine, Michael. Thank you. Yet another thing I had to owe him. For real. I couldn't help feeling like I'm taking advantage of his kindness somehow. So, you know where the bathroom is. Take your time cleaning up. I'll be in the kitchen if you need anything. I'm really happy you're here. Yeah. You made it so. He stood there for a good few seconds, fidgeting with his hands as if he wanted to say more. I love you. Please marry me and stay forever. Before finally heading to the kitchen. I watched his back retreat before hoisting myself up and heading to the bathroom. Now that I was alone, I had a moment to gather my thoughts. The nagging feeling was back, a prickling feeling across my skin, raising goosebumps as if to tell me I shouldn't be here. I just couldn't place my finger on what. I should be careful, or I was probably just being paranoid. I should definitely be careful, girl. Yeah. I just couldn't shake the feeling that Michael was hiding something. He'd been a gracious host so far, but that didn't make him the most trustworthy either. There's definitely something missing. My mind was wandering even as I undressed and stepped under the shower. The icy chill of the water did nothing to distract me from my nerves. If anything, it elevated it. I was a shivering mess by the time I was done cleaning myself with whatever soap he had laying around. 50 in 1. 50 in 1 Old Spice that he stole from Ulta. Once I dried myself, I inspected his clothes inside and out. I inspected his clothes inside and out to see if there's anything off with them. They smelled like wet grass and burnt wood. Grass and burnt. Considering his lifestyle, it made sense for his clothes to have that sort of scent stuck to them, I supposed. Putting them on, it just reminded me how big and tall Michael was, compared to me at least. Oh, okay, yeah, that is his sweater. I was thinking, what if he laced the like poison mind control mushroom into the sweater and that's why it smelled like that, but it is his sweater, so. I fidgeted and fiddled with the sleeves and waistband until I could somewhat move comfortably. There's no mirror in his bathroom, so I had to assume I looked like a walking potato sack. Better than nothing. Gathering my courage, I shook out my hands and straightened myself before exiting toward the kitchen. A savory scent filled my nose. Michael's in the kitchen cooking. Cooking in the kitchen with Michael. Cooking in the kitchen with Michael. Like, and I know this dinner is about to bust. We haven't repeated a meal yet. Michael did mention dinner was almost done. As I entered, oh, look at him. I saw Michael by the stove, idly stirring something crimson in a pot and humming quietly to himself. His content smile widened as he saw me, his ears flicking. I tried not to look uneasy as he looked me up and down. If it wasn't for the like mind control gaslighting, like this would be wifey. Like for real. I tried not to look uneasy as he looked me up and down. How do they fit? They're all right. Much too big for me. He nodded, turning back to the pot. I can see that. Right. His smile faltered as he picked up on the wariness in my tone. Yeah, because ain't shit sweet. Why am I here again? We were supposed to go home. You're supposed to take me home today. Is everything all right? His dumb ass. His eyes held a sense of worry, his shoulders tensing. I can get you something else to wear if you'd like. My own clothes from my house? There's no need. He paused, hand gripping onto the ladle tightly as he continued to hesitate. Hush. There's another pause before his brows furrowed. I'm not an idiot. You don't trust me, do you? I flinched. Michael looked hurt as he sighed. So I'm right. His ears flicked by the sides of his head as he turned back toward the stove. I just know why. Michael! You know why! His eyes were sad as he stared at the pot as if he'd been in this situation before. I thought I did everything right. Truthfully, I didn't expect such a direct confrontation. There's a lump in my throat as my fists clenched at my sides. It's just... The kettle started whistling, but he was clearly ignoring it. I swallowed down my growing anxiety and decided to be upfront. I just didn't expect to be here again. It felt like the wrong thing to say when Michael's frown deepened. So you never wanted to be here? I didn't mean it like that. Then how else could it possibly mean it? Another deep sigh slipped out of him as he reached to lift the kettle off the stove, mumbling to himself. I was hoping you'd be different. What was I thinking? What'd you say? Nothing. Michael, I'm... His forlorn expression made my words feel thick on my tongue, forcing me to reluctantly swallow them back down. Any trace of suspicion I had faded and was replaced by feelings of guilt. Why? Like, girl, get a backbone. Okay, she pissing me off. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, like, okay, we are in his house, so let's chill, but clearly this guy's a pushover. Take me home. I'm sorry. I just thought I'd be home by now. I know. I'm sorry, too. He lifted his gaze toward me, eyes full of regret. But is it really so bad, Ash? I know being lost in the woods with a man you don't know can be scary, but I promise you, you're safe. Last thing I'd ever want you to be is scared. Trailed off. Just trust me, okay? Can you do that? Please? I swallowed and gave him a nod. My gut still roiled with suspicion, every fiber of my being wary of him to a certain extent. He seemed satisfied, though, eager to move on past the tension. His mouth quivered at the edges, all four of his eyes squinting with the slightest bit of hope. Please let it be different for once. Why don't you take a seat, Firefly? I'll be right with you. He was already turning his back toward me to start preparing the tea. I slowly approached him. Hey, let me help this time. Michael startled, surprised to see me beside him. Oh, sure. You get some bowls ready? We're having tomato soup. Oh. Dang it. I can't stay mad at this cutie. Grilled cheese. He's making me grilled cheese. How can I be mad at that? I mean, really. Oh, do you want some grilled cheese with yours, or would you prefer garlic bread? options. Like, he's pulling out the menu. How can I stay mad at him? Oh my god. Grilled cheese. Thank you. Where are you getting the cheese? Got it. I brushed past him. No. We're mad at him. I brushed past him, feeling his tail linger by my ankle as I grabbed the bowls and spoons from the bottom shelf. I started preparing the sides, the smell of toasted bread filling the kitchen and mingling with the soups. I took over preparing the tea. Finally, I ladled the soup from the pot into a larger bowl just as Michael finished flipping the last piece. Ugh, look at that. Perfectly golden and cheesy. Ooh. Dang, Michael puts it down like, I don't see why he can't just go home with me. We settled in for a nice hot dinner. Regardless of how I felt about tomato soup, Michael's turned out rich and creamy with an amazing balance of sour and sweet. Dipping in the bite-sized grilled cheese sandwiches made it taste like pure savory comfort, crisp and gooey. Even if I've never had it as a kid, it still made me feel nostalgic somehow. There's still a feeling of stilted awkwardness, but the food helped ease us both into a warmer, lighthearted conversation. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I refilled my bowl, Michael watching me with his chin propped in his hand. Own bowl sat empty. Apparently he'd had his fill. Is tomato soup your favorite? The question was innocent, though his eyes were observing me carefully as I shrugged. I think I'd love anything you cook. Now, why would you say that? He gonna keep you another day, girl. He stilled, taking a second to process what I said. Oh, well, thank you. No, thank you. Usually I get takeout or microwave dinners. Nothing beats home-cooked food. Girl, he's gonna offer to cook for you every night for the rest of your life. Shut up. What's a microwave? God, he's so cute. What's a microwave? I snickered and tried to explain it the best I can. A metal box that heats up food? That sounds like, what's the word in those fantasy books? Magic. Am I using that word right? I laughed lightly. Sometimes science is just like that. We talked about other kitchen appliances off the top of my head, slowly branching out to other human inventions. He seemed even more interested. I never understood how, technology worked. I'm supposed to believe that this guy who built a water filtration system does not know the word technology. I pulled out my phone and let him fiddle with it, though with the battery dead, there's not much I could show. He was clearly disappointed. It's about as useful as a brick. For now. Otherwise, I'd have a whole network of information in my hands. His eyes lit. He'd been to the library. He know what a phone is. His eyes lit up. Like a library. You can access it at any time as long as the battery is alive. And as long as I have an internet connection. Right. Internet. I didn't know you could do that. I just see people staring at them all the time. It seemed boring. He looked at my phone again, a look of wonder on his face. Having a whole library in your hands. Everyone must be really smart then. Well, not everyone uses it like a library. More like a messaging hub or a source of content consumption. Tear flicked as he stared at me with a blank smile. Consumption. You can eat it? Yeah, he has no clue what I'm talking about. How do I explain to him the very concept of Web 2.0? This girl's kind of an asshole. Low-key. Like, don't make fun of the forest man. Okay? I cleared my throat, deciding that I simply won't. Maybe I can show you what I mean someday. His eyes brightened, seeming to like that idea a lot. Yes, like, okay, me personally, I'm gonna say, look, I like you. I want you. I would get him a track phone, something little, no Google Chrome, no Safari, no internet browser, just, Temple Run and like, maybe some like child safe, child proof internet browser, or like he only has access to Google Scholar or something like that. Get him the track phone, load it up with minutes. We can text, we can call, take me home. We'll stay in contact. You come over to mine. I spend the weekend. Like, we good. Like, we can make this work, babe. Like, he doesn't need to feel like he has to keep me trapped here. I want you, boo. I want your cooking. I want that tail. I want those big old ears. I want that second pair of eyes. Like, to have everything. Just stop with the mind games. You mean that? I can have some? Yeah. I think it's about time you start getting a little more modern around here, no offense. Imagine what you could do with a generator. His smile widened just a tad, though there's still a cluelessness to his face that was just a little endearing. Generator. I, I laughed and reached across to pat his hand, a gesture that made his smile wobble. Like I said, I'll show you someday. A loud thwack sounded against the floorboard, followed by a rhythmic thudding. Leaning over, I could see the tip of his tail was wagging back and forth. Oh my god. Confirmed, puppy boy. I love it. The tip of it slapping against the floor, almost comically. Michael looked flustered as he laughed softly, pulling his hand back to rub his neck. Sorry. He looked like he had more to say, but exhaled heavily, gathering himself before tilting his chin toward my empty bowl. Are you done? I nodded as he stood and collected our dirty dishes, heading towards the sink to wash them. I followed close behind, carrying the mugs. We made quick work of the dishes, heading back to the living room to relax. Michael headed to his blanket of knitting materials, his movements routine. I wasn't sure what to do with myself. Now that food was no longer a distraction, I felt uneasy again, glancing around the room and staring at the window. Michael was eyeing me as he grabbed the stool and dragged it to the center of the room. Is there something outside? His question sounded innocent, but it had a sense of wariness to it. I shook my head quickly. Nothing. I was just... Something catches my eye from under the bed, glinting like a knife. Tilting my head lower, I could see it was a tin container, the size of a shoebox. What's that? Michael looked up. Under your bed. A panicked look came across his face. That thing? Just some emergency supplies. Yeah, nothing too special. I had an inkling he was being dishonest again, but I figured I'd leave it for another day. I see. Oh my god. It's most likely, I'm guessing. I feel like it's low-key stuff from other people that he's kidnapped. It's their stuff. That's what I think. Damn, are we ever gonna get out of here? Wait, now I'm questioning, like, is this a horror game? I don't think this is a horror game, but are we ever gonna get out of here? Like, what is the end here? Michael watched me for a moment or two before clearing his throat. Hey, Firefly. I've been meaning to ask. Do you remember what you said? At the river? The river? Oh, where I tripped. I pursed my lips and thought. Not really. Everything feels fuzzy to me. Seemed disappointed. Oh, not even a little? You know that I can't remember. You took over my mind, Michael. How would I remember? I shook my head. Why? Did I say something stupid? Just things. It made me happy. Oh god, I think I did say something stupid. Before I could ask about it, he'd already gestured toward the bed. Well, you should get some sleep, Firefly. You want to wake up nice and early to find Sebastian, right? The idea of looking for my cat once more made me wilt. Really think we'll find him? Michael looked on edge, pocketing his hands. It doesn't hurt to try. But it does hurt to hope. His face twitched. Well, his ears flattened as he thought of something to say, clearly struggling. He finally opened his mouth to respond, his words slow and careful. I'm here for you. Thank you, Michael. He nodded, a strange mixture of polite happiness and hidden anxiety playing across his face, because he knows we're not going to find the cat. This is just, he's literally setting it up so that we can go and look for the cat. I fall, I trip, I eat a poison mushroom, whatever, and we get another day of sleepover. Like, quit playing. He's probably not used to another person sticking around this long, let alone someone going through a loss he could care less about. Maybe I've been enough of a burden to him. Actually, can you just send me home? His brows raised, his posture straightening in surprise. Are you sure? Oh, what about Sebastian? Don't you want to see if we can find him? Sure. A look of apprehension crossed his face. But it's so soon! Sebastian could be out there. We could still. Michael, please. I can't think about him right now. I just want to go home. He fidgeted with the sleeves of his cardigan. But I. He looked like he had so much more to say, but whatever turmoil on in his head was quickly swept behind a reassuring smile. Okay. Get some sleep, Firefly. You've been through a lot. He went to collect his blankets again, already arranging them into a nest like the night before. The words left my mouth before I could think twice. Trust you, right? A flicker of surprise crossed Michael's face. Of course you can trust me. He didn't say anything else, as if that one line should be enough to convince me. And honestly, it was too late to start an interrogation that's only going to end up in me feeling guilty for upsetting him. I got under the covers, facing the wall with my back towards him. I could hear him setting up his nest behind me before finally quieting down with a satisfied hum. Closed my eyes. Is he going to stare at me again? Can't. The last thing I heard was the gentle crackling of the fireplace, accompanied by Michael's knitting needles clicking away in the dark. Is he knitting me something? Can he knit me something? Dang. Can he knit me a shirt that fits? And some pants? Before I knew it, I could hear birds chirping outside the window. Oh my god, I just thought about this. Okay, this is super random, but imagine you're on your period. Bruh. Diabolical. I really wonder what he would do. I guess he would knit you a pad. Like, I wouldn't put it past him. Would probably have to explain menstruation, though. Or maybe he already knows. Like, don't chickens... I'm sure chickens have something. Like, eat or whatever. Fanfiction idea. Oh, mushroom Oasis, but you're menstruating. God, I'm so silly. The first thing I noticed was the fire must have been out, considering I couldn't hear the familiar pop and snap that came with the room's ambiance. The second thing I realized was the hand gently shaking my shoulder awake. Wake up, sleepyhead. I stirred, yawning as I sat up in bed. Michael beamed, hand still on my shoulder. There you are. Had a good sleep? I mumbled incoherently. His smile widened into a grin as I blinked myself out of a woozy state. If I didn't know any better, he seemed to enjoy waking me up in the morning just to see my disgruntled expressions. Breakfast is ready. Wash up and meet me in the kitchen, all right? Give me a second. He took that as my assent, humming in response. Suddenly, his hand reached up to ruffle my hair, messing up my bedhead even further. Hey. Wait, no. Okay, well, this is the day he's taking me home, so let's have a good attitude. Merely laughed at my indignant squawk before reminding me once more to get up, his steps already thudding toward the kitchen. Recovering after a moment, I stared at the wall and pondered my situation for a second as I made my way to the bathroom. This was the third day since I've left my house. Nah, for real. I'm missing work, missing my cat, and missing my sense of direction. Like, how has a search party not been called? There should be helicopters flying over the forest right now. I gotta get back to my life. Today. Quietly reminding myself of my goal, headed to the bathroom, freshened up, and joined him in the kitchen. Michael was already seated, cutting into some pancakes. His smile was bright as I entered the kitchen, his tail flickering closer to my seat as I sat down. Look at those. Oh my gosh, fresh berries. A similar stack of mouth-watering pancakes was placed across him, waiting for me to dig in. Though I couldn't bring myself to muster up an appetite with so many thoughts filling up my head. He seemed to notice the look on my face, laughing nervously. You look serious. Something on your mind, Firefly? I picked up my fork, twiddling with it. I'm just worried about getting home. Michael faltered as he lifted a piece into his mouth. Oh, still thinking about that? Bruh! God, am I ever getting home? You're still thinking about that? Yes. He seemed annoyed, which was a first. Of course. I've been gone for 3 days. People probably think I've gone missing. His gaze lowered, almost grumbling. Is that so bad? Like, what? Yeah, it's bad. Why do you sound like you don't even care? Michael frowned, looking up at me now. Why do you sound like you're desperate to leave? Michael! Michael! What? It's all you ever think about. Are you not happy here? Is it not enough? I sighed, rubbing my fingers over my eyes. Michael, we've gone over this. I've said it once and I'll say it again. You've done so much for me already, but I can't keep pretending everything's okay here. I want to go home. I need to go home. He sucked in a deep breath, grunting something indecipherable under his breath. I only wanted to. Seems to be battling himself before he finally sighed. Sorry. You're right. You're right. His tone seemed genuine, even if the hurt in his eyes was clear as day. I'll send you back today. I narrowed my eyes. I mean it this time. I promise. Held his hand over his chest. I swear on my heart. You don't even have one of those. You're a freaking alien. For all we know, you have a freaking jellyfish in there. What is he talking about? I don't trust him. I swear on my heart. Yeah, right. My eyes narrowed just a tad. Can I really trust his word? Do I have another choice? No. Will you tell me what happened yesterday at the river? The river? I already told you what happened at the river. His voice sounded strained at the end. Oh, that's it then? You're just gonna send me home? He nodded. Okay. I paused for a moment before adding quickly. You. He nodded and went back to eating, watching me expectantly as he took a timid bite. It was a moment before he swallowed and spoke again. Can you promise me something? His voice was quiet and, for a lack of a better word, vulnerable. What is it? Promise me. His mouth hung open for a second or two before he laughed. Promise me you weren't lying when you said you liked my cooking. Michael, now is not a time for freaking games, you asshole. I snorted. Are you kidding? Do I look like the kind of person to lie? I'm offended, Michael. I wouldn't be this cheery yet. Because, like she said, this is the third freaking day. He laughed again, light and airy. But if I dared to look closer, I could tell it was fake. Probably didn't want to make our last moments tense and awkward. The least I could do was meet him halfway. Okay, that's true. He did a lot for us. Before long, we found ourselves... Oh, we're leaving! We're leaving! Before long, we found ourselves walking down another path from Michael's. The route was different today. Wait, we're actually going home? The route was different today, probably because he didn't have any detours in mind. We walked in silence for a while. The only thing accompanying us were the sounds of nature and our footsteps. I couldn't tell what Michael was thinking. I knew he wasn't the talkative type unless spoken to, but right now he seemed eerily quiet. His back was tense. Oh God, I hope he's actually taking us home, bruh. I hope he's actually taking us home. We wouldn't even know. His back was tense, eyes looking nowhere but forward. My voice was itching to say something, anything, but it felt like the both of us had some thoughts to digest, despite it being easier to just say it out loud. Still, the silence was getting unbearable. We both halted in our steps at the sound of rustling, Michael's ear perking in a direction. What was that? His hands were already raising to hold his crossbow, deftly cocking it with an experienced pull of the string until a solid click was heard. Quiet. Stay close. Oh, okay. Period. I swallowed, my heart picking up speed. He started stalking low toward the source of the noise, his boots barely making a sound compared to my clumsy footsteps. The rustling continued, sounding like a scuffle was occurring between the bushes. Closer, closer, until my ears picked up an unfamiliar high-pitched sound. It sounded like a tiny infant screaming. As morbid as that was, Michael actually relaxed as he recognized it. His steps hastened silently towards the source, crossbow lowering until we came across what exactly it was that caused the disturbance. A rabbit. A rabbit, y'all. Aw, poor thing. Aww, he's stuck in a trap. Its small, delicate foot snagged in an old, rusted trap. Its little body trembled as it breathed fast and shallow, no doubt scared out of its mind. Michael regarded it empathetically before unloading his crossbow, disturbed by the caught rabbit, but at the same time relieved at the absence of a threat. Just a rabbit. Sweeping his crossbow, sweeping his crossbow behind his back and out of sight, he looked at it for another moment before looking up towards me. Let's keep going then. My mouth dropped in shock. And leave that poor thing behind? Raised a brow, confused at my bewilderment. Yes? But it's going to die. Its face twisted in a confusion. That's generally what happens to prey animals. Yes. He was so... Damn. He was so nonchalant about it, I had to keep my emotions in check. We can't do that. Look at it. His expression was understanding, if a little annoyed. I am. Someone left a trap. A rabbit gets caught in it. That's how it works. Okay. Don't be so snippy. Like, I get that you're mad that you're actually taking me home, but like, don't talk to me like that. What do you want me to do? Set it free? Obviously. He was frowning now. I can't. If someone is nearby, they'll be suspicious how their catch got free. Is that true? Is that even true? Like, maybe it just got free? Does that matter? Oh, right. Does that matter? Animals escape traps all the time. The poor thing is suffering. Ash, you know you're smarter than this. If it doesn't die today, it'll die tomorrow. To a trap, to a fox, to a hunter. It probably won't even survive long with its injured foot if we set it free. You're prolonging the inevitable. Ian, who is he? Did you put it out of its misery then? Hesitated. You really want me to do that? No. But even then, you don't even know if anyone's coming back for it. That thing looks so old. He sighed impatiently, looking stubborn in his decision. That's the point of a trap. It's to keep things right where they are so you come back. The way he said it just rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, he knows a lot about traps. Well, obviously, he kidnapped us for 3 days. What do I think about this? If I was in the forest and I saw a rabbit stuck in a trap, would I do anything? No, I wouldn't. But that's only because I'd be afraid that I'd get caught in the trap too. Like, I don't know. I don't know how rabbit traps work. But he is being realistic, but like if he because I mean, yeah, the rabbit would probably just die of an infection. Gosh, these are tough decisions. But I think that trap comment was weird. I don't know if it's sadistic to leave a rabbit. I don't know if it's sadistic. Sadistic would be like poking it and like, you know, prodding it and like messing with it to like agitate it more while it's already like trapped and awaiting death. That would be sadistic. Or like ripping its whole leg off or something. I don't think it's sadistic to leave the rabbit alone. But if he can, what should I do here? Okay, let's say he's being sadistic. I'm already mad at him because he kidnapped me. What kind of cold-hearted person says that? Yes! Period. I could hardly believe how needlessly callous he was being. For someone so sweet with his hands, he was so indifferent about the poor rabbit shaking at our feet. I looked down at it once more, my heart breaking as it started to squeak. Michael! My heart was torn as the rabbit helplessly kicked its feet, its cries weakening. For a moment, I imagined Sebastian being caught in a trap just like this, left to starve and die when someone could have been there to help him. No, we can't leave it like this. Please, Michael. His harsh gaze started to soften at my plea. Does it matter that much to you, Firefly? I nodded quickly without hesitation. Please, it'll be the last time I'll ever ask for anything. He paused for another moment before shaking his head with a defeated sigh. Somehow I doubt it's the last time. There was a smile in his voice, though. But all right, I'll do it for you. Stand back. I have to pry it open. My gratitude was clear in my face as he pulled out a deadly-looking hunting knife from his pocket. I had that this whole time. Kneeling down next to the rabbit, the terrified creature started to writhe all over again at the sign of a looming threat, Michael grunting as he held it down firmly with one hand. It started to fall still under his hold, relaxing completely with its foot hanging limp. Oh my gosh. So he can... I feel like he manipulated the rabbit into, like, relaxing. He definitely did. Wow. So he probably did manipulate that butterfly, too. Mind control. Sure had a way with animals. I backed away to give him space, not wanting to distract him. As he was working to free the rabbit, I looked around to take in my surroundings. The trees felt somewhat familiar, a flash of a memory playing in my mind. Casting one last glance toward Michael's back. Girl, now why the... I wander... Like, God, are you freaking kidding me? You were lost in the woods. He found you. Now you're leaving him again? I wandered a... This is, like, unbelievable to me. I wandered a bit further away. Oh, okay, making sure to stay within earshot. Okay, sorry. It took a few steps before I came across a familiar sight. Shrooms. Oh. It was the circle of mushrooms from the other day. I recalled that Sebastian was definitely here. I hesitated at the edge of it, a sourceless sense of fear suddenly coursing through me as I stared at it. Yeah, it almost killed you twice, babe. Had it grown bigger? The longer I stood there, the more the fear dissipated, my limbs tingling pleasantly and urging me forward. Before I realized it, my foot was already lifting to approach it. Closer, closer. Staring at it, fuzzy haze creeped over my mind. Oh, the mushrooms are calling out. My face was warm. I found myself smiling at the oddly comforting familiarity, like recalling a fond memory, greeting an old friend. I knelt down. She touching the damn Well, okay, I guess she doesn't remember them. I knelt down to inspect the growth, reaching out to brush my hand on one of the mushroom caps when someone yanked my wrist back. What? Don't. Huh? Don't touch those. I looked up to see Michael looming over me, gaze sharp and irises shaped like thin slivers. You just saved my life again, bruh. This is embarrassing. You have a terrible habit of wandering off, don't you? I gulped. How's the rabbit? Is he safe? His eyes narrowed as I flailed to change the subject. It's free, like you asked. Don't touch those. Michael squeezed my wrist before letting go. I rubbed my wrist. It didn't hurt, but his grip had intent. Why? What's wrong with them? Nothing. Just don't touch them. I just thought it looked pretty is all. The eye is purple, so that's the mushrooms talking. Did you, though? I shook my head, feeling disoriented as my mind flickered between thoughts rapidly, like a broken radio station. Michael snapped his fingers for my attention. Look at me, Firefly. His voice was snippy and irritated. I blinked rapidly to ground myself, scratching my head as I tried to gather my thoughts. Talk to me. Say anything. Some people think they're magic? Yeah, that's a pretty common belief with mushroom rings, isn't it? I hung on to that thought. Keep going. Like, related to fae folk, you know? It's why they're called fairy rings, or a fairy circle. Michael squinted before easing, his demeanor just a little less tense compared to before. Whoa, so because the mushrooms were taking hold. They do look like they could summon a portal at any moment and whisk you away. I looked over at Michael, expecting him to look amused. Instead, he was glaring down at the ground, as if the mushrooms were the most vile thing he'd ever seen. No, it's more of an invasive species than anything else. Followed his gaze toward the harmless circle of fungus. They are? Should we do something about it? He blinked as if coming out of a daze. No, no. Sorry, just a thought that slipped out. Okay, there's something going on with the mushrooms. The mushrooms have a brainwashing power too, or poison or whatever. He flinched his nose, and he knows about it. He found us there. He pinched his nose bridge, his normally soft voice a tired grumble. Normally I'd leave them alone to do their business, but having you here, anyway, just don't touch it, okay? Normally I'd leave them alone to do their business. He was being far too uptight about something as trivial as a circle of mushrooms. Feels like there's more to it than that. His sigh was exasperated. They just ruin my part of the forest is all. They make me uncomfortable. It definitely felt like Michael wanted to use a stronger word than uncomfortable. A barely concealed growl between his teeth. Him and the mushroom got beef. Why? I thought you liked mushrooms. Michael's ears flattened. Not these ones. They're not even real mushrooms. They're not? No. Seemed to hesitate before blurting. They just happen to mimic mushrooms. Oh, I've never heard of something like that. Though there's some pretty wild foliage out here that could copy the look of nearby plants. Does it have a name? His brows scrunched in confusion. What, them? Yeah. You know, as in the species? Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I can recognize them by sight, though, so just stick with me when we're out in the woods, okay? I really don't want you anywhere near them. All right, if you say so. I just don't get how they can be invasive is all. I consider it invasive when they come on my property. Is he really getting this angry over cute mushroom? I'm gonna be honest, you're acting really weird about it, Michael. She doesn't know that she almost was like she doesn't know that she was seduced by the mushrooms and narrowly escaped yet another freaking death. He was getting more agitated the longer we stood there, hands clenching into tight fists. Ash, I know I ask a lot from you, but please, let's just leave them alone, okay? Hi. Okay. Oh, look, can we just wait? No, because I'm on the same wave. Like, I'm like, girl, shut up. Let's go. Why are we still talking about these freaking mushrooms? For real. Like, okay, sorry, I'm with Michael on this one. Like, valid crash out. I flinched, backing away from him as his voice rang through the trees. Ooh. Okay, not that much, Michael. A silence passed between us before he took a deep breath. Sorry, I'm sorry. Please step away from here. Ooh, the mushrooms must be like calling out to him too. Who knows? He held out his hand. His fingers were trembling. Oh God. Okay, in reality, yes. If a guy raised his voice like that at me, I would call him out. Because we have more context than she does. She doesn't know that the mushrooms almost like poisoned her and killed her or whatever. But we do. So because of that, I feel like this is a valid crash out. But if we were her, yeah, I would call him out. But I do want to take his hand. I'm trying to go home. I don't even have time for this. Like, I'm just trying to go home. Like, why would I sit here and argue with him in the woods? I'm trying to go home. Let's just take his hand and be out. Like, I'm over it. I'm trying to go. I closed my hand around his, noting the way his tail flicked so hard it thumped against his leg. That's just too cute. His fingers were calloused against my own, twitching at the unfamiliar sensation. We're holding hands. I stepped up beside him, looking at him expectantly. Oh, I didn't think you'd take it. Now it was my turn to get flustered. You offered. I know I did. I thought I scared you, so I figured. We waited for the other to say something, our faces growing heated as seconds passed. Finally laughed, exclaiming something strange and garbled before squeezing my hand. Ash, you're really something special. Hope you realize that. He gave my hand another tight squeeze, snapping me out of my daydream. Let's get you home, Firefly. Aw. Conflict resolution skills. Love that. Michael took the lead, his footing sure and confident. He must have noticed my unsteady gait beside him as he subtly veered towards a clearer path I could easily follow. I didn't verbalize it, but I was definitely grateful for that. As much as the forest was growing on me, getting my feet caught in the roots and twigs every few steps gets tiring after a while. Damn, they're deep in like a real forest. Like the dirt, there's not even dirt to step on. Our steps fell into rhythm next to each other. I peeked at Michael every once in a while, trying to gauge his mood after what happened. Even after spending so much time with him, he was so difficult to read. How can someone both wear their heart on their sleeve, yet keep it stitched tight, never letting anyone come too close? I knew he had secrets he wanted to keep close to his chest, but I wished he'd just open up to me a little. The silence that hung in the air was making my skin prickle. What's your favorite animal? Random. I was so caught up in my thoughts, I didn't even realize I blurted the first thing that came to mind. Michael regarded me curiously, ear flicking. Favorite animal? He pursed his lips in thought before his ears perked. Jellyfish. I did a double take. It was one thing for him to have an answer so readily, but the choice was something else. A jelly? Why jellyfish? I thought it'd be, I don't know, a bird or something. He shrugged. They're pretty to look at least from pictures I've seen. Plus, I kind of relate to them. He said that with zero hesitation. How exactly do you relate to jellyfish? His expression faltered, as if deciding on the right way he could explain his answer. Let's just say I have something in common. With a jellyfish? Well, one jellyfish. In what way? That they're pretty to look at? A strangled noise slipped past his throat. No! You wouldn't get it. Try me. No. What? What is this? They're poisonous? I groaned like a dying whale in exasperation. Ugh. Shoulders slumped like I had a back problem. He's not going to elaborate anymore, is he? He probably spotted the vein growing on my forehead as he snickered. Relax, Firefly. You're gonna faint on the spot if you think any harder. If you're allowed to get upset about mushrooms, I'm allowed to get upset about jellyfish. Not us like fighting like a real couple. Like, okay, we cute or whatever. His smile dropped for a second before his cheeky grin returned. Touch. Touch? Touch what? You know, touch. I stared at him, his happy, touche. Oh my god, he's freaking adorable. I stared at him, his happy grin shifting into a confused frown. You know, touch. When, it's like saying you're right? You mean touche? He smiled innocently. Yeah. This man will be the death of me. He laughed at my screwed up grimace, waving a hand hastily. What about you? What's your favorite animal? Oh, not him asking a question back. Yes. Cats or his chickens? My favorite animal? What's actually my favorite animal? I don't know. Be a zebra. Or giraffe. Giraffes are pretty cool. Or dolphin. Okay. Your chickens. Let's keep it flirty. Let's keep it flirty and thriving. He looked taken aback, clearly not expecting that answer. Really? Yeah. Who wouldn't fall in love with the three little darlings? He seemed pleased with that answer, his already wide smile softening further. You're right. Who wouldn't fall in love with that little darling? We continued with idle chatter after that. Oh, I got him talking. I didn't even know how much time had passed as the trees slowly thinned out, the sounds of nature muffling as the canopy started to grow scarce. Suddenly, I heard the soft yet familiar rumble of a car in the distance. Oh my god. He actually took us home. He's actually taking us home. I almost didn't pick up on it. Fully, like, I low-key, I expected it to be some more BS. Seriously, and another night with him. Fully immersed in whatever Michael was rambling about. Something about the life cycle of a topsy-turvy Dorney, or whatever it was he called it. Oh, had we really walked that far already? I left Michael's side and rushed forward. He made a sound of surprise but followed suit. I neared the edge of the forest just as another car drove past. Oh my god, we are here. Civilization, houses, sidewalks. I recognized my street instantly. Breaking into a light jog, I almost missed Michael calling for my name as I run down the road. There! My house was visible from where I stood by the street. I was breathing heavily by the time Michael approached my side, the man barely making a sound as I took in the sight. Oh, I missed this. I turned to thank Michael, only to startle when a bundled stranger took his place. Ah. Okay, I'm loving his disguise. He looks so cute. You literally can't even see that he's green. But I'm wondering, what is the season? Like, is it fall? It has to be. He has a coat on. Oh, he looks so cute. Ah, sorry. About. Damn, he really incognito. Like, it's really like that. I couldn't see anyone around, but I guess he was right to be safe. I guess this was a version of a disguise. If I were to pass him on the street, I don't think I would have bothered to look twice. I shuffled my feet, feeling awkward now about my previous apprehension. I might have had my doubts about him, but maybe I was wrong after all. Like, shit, he took us home. Damn. He can't be that bad. Like, shoot, a little mind control, a little gaslighting. Hey, we made it. Nigga, we made it. Okay. He did get me home despite everything. I mean, I'd want to say thank you to your face, but I'll settle for this, I guess. His chuckle was muffled underneath the scarf. He pulled it down so he could speak properly. Did I scare you? I got distracted. Michael's eyes squinted from where I could see them. And I wonder how you don't get lost every 20 steps. Hey, he laughed at my offended tone. You better not go back in there. Got it? I'm not always going to be around to find you. He says I need you around to find me. Almost instantly, his eyes hardened under his sunglasses. I'm serious. Oh, don't go wandering in those woods again. Oh, or I might have to start taking drastic measures just to make sure you stay put right where you are. I sputtered indignantly. I'll wander where I please. Sure. He looked over my shoulder towards my house. So that's where you live, huh? Looks cozy. I wasn't sure if he was being genuine considering he lived in the wooden back ends of the middle of nowhere. Suddenly, I perked up with a thought. A small part of me couldn't help insisting it was a bad idea, but I was too curious not to ask. Do you want to come by? Yes! Yes! Oh my god, tell me she has a 2-bedroom. Or are these houses? Like, what are these? Look like tiny houses. Yes, please come over and then I can make some tea for you. It'd be so nice. And then we could live happily ever after, my little elf in my kitchen. House husband. What a vibe. His eyes darted towards me, shock evident on his face. Me? To your home? I nodded. Froze completely. For a second, I thought he stopped breathing. I'd love to. Sudden barking and a shout startled us both, my body jerking forward as his arm yanked me close. Oh, it rhymes. I heard a soft rustle as his sunglasses... Oh no! His sunglasses fell to the grass from the sudden motion. His hastily worn beanie shaken off his head. His disguise. Looking up, it was just my neighbor calling out to their dog. Oh, looks like Vita's back from college. I paused, feeling his grip tighten. I looked down at his hand on my shoulder before glancing up at him. Michael? He snapped back to the present, his hand releasing me quickly. His disguise! Sorry. He looked toward my neighbor and their dog for another moment before turning back to me. Oh no, no! Oh, that scared him off. I don't think it's a good idea for me to go with you. Okay, here's the thing. I've been doing what you want to do for 3 freaking days. Come inside, have some tea, sit on my lap for a little bit. It's fine. Like, please, Michael, seriously. I stayed in your dirty ass cabin all weekend. Damn. I don't want to be seen. Even though I didn't fully trust him, I still felt disappointed at his rejection. I deflated just a little. But you have your disguise, don't you? He shook his head insistently. I can't risk it. Better this way. Damn! Freaking Vita and her dog? Fucked up my freaking house husband. Can't believe it. I'm trying to get him in my house. Then, yeah, come to my house and then, I keep you freaking hostage and you can't go back and check on your chickens or water your plants or whatever. And let's see how you feel after 3 days. How about that? He spoke with a finality that was starting to become familiar. If he wasn't willing, fine. At least I was. Before he could pick up his accessories, I gently grabbed his wrist. Though I couldn't help feeling like he had one too many secrets to keep, it wouldn't hurt to get to know him more and figure them out. Then can I come visit you instead? What? I huffed impatiently. If you won't come to mine, then I'll go to yours. Once again, he was rendered speechless. Why would you ever want to see me again? At this point, I was starting to look and sound peeved. For all his good traits, the constant need to build his walls higher around me was starting to get annoying. I folded my arms, looking stern. His eyes widened as if in preparation, ears flattening like a cat in the middle of a scolding. Michael, can you just accept the fact that maybe I enjoy your company and wouldn't mind more? Sorry, nobody's ever... But you wanted to go home so badly. Oh, this man is hopeless. Yes, of course I do. But that doesn't mean I'm going to forget about you completely. Besides, I promised I'd show you what phones could do, didn't I? Dismissing the fact that there's probably not much I can show when there's no data in the woods, I'm sure he'd be enthralled by whatever dinky mobile game I had installed at the time. The point was, I just wanted to see him again. So that means I get to see you again? I picked up on the eager tone in his voice, realizing he wished for the same sentiment. Yeah, I want to. His voice warbled for a second. Firefly. He cleared his throat, laughing to himself. Ash, I can't imagine how much that means to me. A lot. It means a lot. More than you know. I nodded, a giddy smile creeping onto my face. How's next weekend? He tilted his head. That's 7 sundowns from now. 5. His smile widened, eyes squinting in absolute delight. Okay, I'll meet you here then. I smiled at him, figuring this was goodbye. No, oh my gosh. Wait, this is so freaking cute. I wasn't my best self in the last few hours spent with Michael, being closed off the moment he held back information, but maybe a simple gesture could make up for it. Well, I'm coming in for that hug, boo. Hey. Yes. Smell the burnt tree and wet moss. I didn't think twice. Arms spread and wrapped around him before he could react. This angle. This is a scarf? Michael froze from head to toe, inhaling sharply as his shoulders tensed. For a second, I thought I triggered a fight or flight or freeze response. It took a few seconds before he shifted to reciprocate. Oh my god, is this his first hug? Lightly placing his hands on the small of my back in a loose hold, fingertips splayed awkwardly along my spine. He seemed to gain confidence as he wrapped his arms around me properly, a shaky sigh leaving his body as he relaxed. Oh my god, a faint rhythmic rumble emitted from his chest, my eyes widening at the strange feeling. I hear some purring. Not he's purring. Wait, oh my god. That is so cute. What? Oh my god. He's my new cat, literally. Lost a cat and gained one. Was he purring? Ooh. I knew I'd heard that sound before, but he was definitely purring. I didn't have time to dwell on it for long. His grip was getting tighter. 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 Oh my gosh. I was about to sputter, I can't remember what it said, when another car passing by made him jump and release me. Okay, Michael, you gotta work on that, though. You gotta work on that, bro. I had to step away to catch my breath after the squeeze. His arms dropped to his sides with a blank stare in my direction. Okay, maybe it was his first hug and he didn't know that, like, he could crush me. Oh. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see his hands clenching tightly as if holding himself back. I looked up at him, expecting him to say something first. Instead, he just stared at me like I grew a third eye. I quickly cleared my throat, cheeks starting to burn. Anyways, I gave him one last light punch to the shoulder. It felt like punching a sack of grains. I'll see you next weekend. Dang, he didn't say nothing. Bye, love you. See you later. I can't wait. Ignoring the heat on my face, I looked both ways before jogging across the street. My neighbor in their yard looked up as I approached, their eyes lighting up in recognition. Ash! Their hands fidgeted with the frisbee in their hand. Wait, okay, where's Michael? Like, who is this? As they approached, their ever-loyal Leica following close behind. I was wondering where you've been. I dropped by to give you some cake over the weekend, but you weren't home, and you didn't answer your phone, and your packages were piling up at the door, and I held my hands up in a placating gesture. Vita, I'm fine. At our feet, Leica was dutifully pawing at their elbow to calm them down. Their mouth stopped midway through another sentence, blinking rapidly. Sorry. Okay, emotional support dog, period. Doing its job. They reached down to pat Leica's head, significantly calmer as they asked me again. Where were you? Where have you been? I was, visiting a friend. For a digital detox? Off the grid and all that. They blinked slowly, nodding. Oh, that sounds exciting. By the tone in their voice, they didn't mean that at all. What about Sebastian? Did you manage to find him? My mood instantly dropped. No. It's why I went away in the first place, you could say. It took a few seconds for Vita to understand what I meant. Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine. They straightened, a flash of empathy on their face before they smiled. Well, Leica and I are around for the semester break if you need anything. We should do a movie night. Maybe that'll lift your spirits? Found this really good one I think you'd like. Okay. Is Michael coming back? Like, who is this? Is the dog going to start talking? Like, I did some research and I feel like it's right up your alley. Leica and I could take a quick drive to the store, so just let us know when you're up for it. I could get your favorite snacks and stuff. Leica gave a happy bark at the familiar word. A fond smile quirked at my lips. Thank you, Vita. I'll bring the orange soda. Their expression lit up happily. Take care. I bid them both goodbye to walk up my driveway. Once I got to... I would literally bow down on my knees and kiss the ground. Like, damn, I really made it home. Whew. Once I got to my door, I had an urge to turn around one last time. There he is. I was surprised to see Michael, still standing by the forest edge, shadowed by the trees. This guy... Okay, this is sweet, but also kind of creepy. Our eyes made contact, his own a fierce, piercing yellow shining against the shade. I gave him a big wave. It took a moment, but he waved back. Smiling to myself, I unlocked the front door and let myself inside. It was surreal, standing in my doorway again. I felt like Alice who just woke up at the end of the book, feeling like I dreamed of Wonderland. I tossed my keys and my backpack by the hall carelessly before plugging my phone into the charger. I dreaded playing catch-up with the people who might have tried to reach me during my absence. Work, family, friends. I groaned aloud, flopping onto the living room couch. Ah, well. At least I had this weekend to look forward to. Wow. That's it. That's the end. More updates coming in the future. Thank you for playing. Dang. That was so freaking good, y'all. Like, I was really into the story. Like, oh my God. At some points, I really felt like I was kidnapped. Like, I don't know. Something took over me. The characters, I don't know. Whoever made this game, like, hurry up and come out with the full version because I need it. ASAP. Do you think Michael's cute, or would you be totally scared and completely freaked out? Like, in the bad way. Freaked out in the bad way. This is actually my first visual novel ever, and I think I'm going to start doing more of them on the channel. So if you enjoy this one, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And of course, like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.